Pink and Kurt wandered off to the temple to help out or just relax, while the other four, Sir Lancelot, Emunette, their new friend, the Miracle Worker, and Char, decided to explore a little bit of the city and discovered a fascinating street that had a lot of interesting shops that were currently open for business. Um, they broke a window, or rather, Amunet accidentally broke a window after visiting the junk shop and finding what could mostly be called a boomerang.
I would like to say that was experimenting with new weaponry.
Yes. Uh, then it ended up being breaking the window of the nearby pet store, also known as Make a Friend. Long rest has not happened, but you can take a short rest. Uh, the the druid used speak with animals to try to rescue the birds that were flying away from the shop, and made the mistake of walking into the shop while it was still active, and realized that he couldn't leave without buying pets. In fact, he wanted to buy all the pets. He did manage to buy a snake, but he was told that things like cats and dogs required a license. Meanwhile, Sir Lancelot, desperately wanting a mount, discovered the perfect mount for him in a large armored creature known as an ankylosaur. But he also discovered he needed a license in order to purchase one. So both of them independently ended up wandering into the city hall, which was essentially the... I don't know how it works in some other people's countries. I'm looking at Rick, I'm looking at Tobias, I'm looking at Quentin. But over here, the DMV is the source of all bureaucratic nightmares. The city hall was basically this. There was only one aisle open, everybody was shuffled down, and a very slow turtle was standing behind the counter, making them sign in triplicate. They did manage to get some of the people out of the way by convincing them that one of the people in the group did manage to convince half the line that the line was shutting down and, speeded it up a bit. But in the end, it was dark. It was nighttime by the time that the Char and Sir Lancelot got out of there with their new licenses. I believe at this point, the four of you were heading back towards Holly's temple, just outside town.
Were we sleeping in the inn we were at?
Did you get to an inn?
Yeah, we got to the halfling inn.
Oh.
We went to the halfling inn.
Oh, it's the Comfort Inn.
Yeah.
I see it right here. It's in my notes. I'm sorry. I kept thinking that you were at the temple. So that means Kurt and Pink were probably just sleeping at the temple then, because they had no idea where the rest of the party went. So yes, you do get a long rest after all. My bad.
Sweet.
Good.
All right. So nothing bad happens to any of you in the night. You wake up refreshed. There's still people kind of whimpering and moaning inside the temple. Megan and Volt are both pacing back and forth, discussing something in lowered voices. Holly is currently administering to the injured. But what are the four in the inn doing?
Wake up, get maybe a toast or something,
Yeah,
and then I'm heading somewhere specific.
Yeah, Eminette's gonna go get breakfast, and then she'll go, I guess, with Lancelot to go get the mount, and then head to the temple after that.
And Char is on his way to the pet shop.
Oh God!
Oh God!
Grace is in the tavern and is furiously drawing some designs for Amunet's new clothing.
When it comes to Jet, why am I picturing Ace Ventura kind of levels of bullshit?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking the same thing. That's the only thing that comes to mind. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Movie from my teenage years.
That was a good movie.
It was an amusing movie. Definitely 90s movie.
Oh, that's perfect, Shuttle.
Yes. And it just came out long before some of you were around. Which I find hilarious now, and also look at the fact that, okay.
Don't show our age, Grizz. Moving along.
Anyway, that's a mid-90s movie. Um, anyway, so Char's heading back to the pet store. Sir Lancelot and Amunet are heading to the stables, the Grand Stables. And Miracle Worker, what are you doing?
I'm just drawing some designs and chilling.
Okay, you're chilling. Kurt, what about
I'm
you?
drinking some fancy drink.
Do you stay inside the temple, or do you head out in search of your companions that never came back last night?
I'm gonna try to sniff out my companions.
Okay. Roll an investigation check for me, please. And I can hear somebody's typing in the background. Alright. So, you eventually see Char heading
no.
down one of the streets.
Yes.
Why me?
He turns a corner, and as you turn a corner to follow him, you see a street with the following shop signs. One called Lost and Found, another called Precious Instruments, one called Make a Friend, which Char is heading for currently, another called Shale Art Bakery, one called Rare Delicacies, one called Leather Lifestyle, and the last one called The Snack Hut.
You'll also notice on Char's neck is a snake.
Okay, I'm gonna try to catch up with Char with my short, stubby legs.
You'll be able to. He's not really walking fastly. He's just normally walking.
Char!
Yes?
Where's the rest of yours?
I believe they went to go by Sir Lancelot's mount.
Mount? Alright, so where's that?
Honestly, I don't know.
Ah, fuck. Oh, I guess I just have to hang out with you then.
How about you go look for them?
Oh, okay. Wow. I mean, I'm not the guy who walks to a place called Find a Friend. Like, okay, I'm just offering here a friendship. I mean, if you're that sad and lonely, I guess I'll go off on my own then. By the way, you have a snake on your neck.
Yes, I am well aware that I have a snake on my neck.
Never tasted that one before. Oh, what? Should I stay with you, or are you really shooing me off?
I'm really showing you off.
Wow. Alright. See you later, dickhead. And I walk up,
Very funny.
flipping him off. Both hands. Dual wielding.
Dodged the bullet there.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, well, I guess I have to try to find someone else then.
Meanwhile, at the Grand Stables, the Knoll proprietor that you met before grins widely, showing off lots of sharp teeth as you approach. Ah, you come back.
Yep.
So, you got the license now?
He'll show the license.
Ah! The Knoll claps its furry paws together. Excellent, excellent. So, you still want to buy the same mount, yes?
Yes.
All right. 200 gold, and the mount's yours.
Alright. Just.
You know how to take care of one of these?
Would probably need knowledge. Yes.
Yeah, they only eat plants. Especially like low, scruffy ones. They'll even eat cacti. And you gotta water them. I know it's tough here in the desert to get water necessarily. But yeah, you gotta water them.
And 10 gold and 19 platinum, which should equal to 200 gold.
Yes, it should. The gnoll bites one of the platinum pieces and beams at you. Well met, adventurer. Well met. Don't forget that food. And you'll probably want some, a bridle and such. 2 gold for that, and the food. Let's see. The gnoll strokes its chin thoughtfully. Let's see. Yeah, for one of these, you'll probably want a whole barrel full of grain and whatnot.
He nods.
Thankfully, the feed isn't too expensive. But if you want a full barrel and a barrel full, that'll run you. And it bites down on another piece of the gold thoughtfully. Let's see now. That'll cost you 2 gold. On top of that, so you're looking at another 4 gold worth of payments.
Do you have a barrel of water?
Yeah, it'll be another 2 gold. And do you need some kind of saddle? Because the ones for this thing, and gestures at the ankylosaur, will ride you 60 gold. They're really expensive. They're hard to make.
So that's 66.
Yeah. The gnoll's eyes flash.
You'll give him 66 gold because he is not very smart with his money, anyways.
You're too kind. Well, my big friend, enjoy your mount.
Probably walk up to it once.
The ankylosaur is just kind of rubbing its head against a thing of hay, and this kind of makes snorting noises as you approach. Doesn't even seem to be paying attention to you.
Who are you, big fella? He'll, cautiously and calmly go to pet it.
Roll me an animal handling check.
He's actually proficient in that, to be fair. No, not too bad.
The ankylosaur just kind of turns and looks at you briefly, and otherwise seems to ignore you. Doesn't hit you with its tail, doesn't bat your hand away, just goes back to rubbing its head against the straw.
Was like trying to get some of the straw?
Well, it's like it's itchy or something. Maybe its skin is dried out because of the environmental conditions. Roll a knowledge nature check.
Intelligence-based checks.
Aminette assist since she's there.
Sure. It's still a 10. Yeah, your guess is as good as what I just said.
I tried to scratch its head.
It pauses and just lolls its tongue out.
That's a good boy.
So, do you have a name for your mount? The gnoll, meanwhile, has instructed one of the Minotaur stable hands to drag over the 2 barrels that you wanted. One filled with feed that would supposedly be good for the ankylosaur, the other one filled with water.
Aminette will assist, like, whenever they get to the point to put on the saddle and strap that on, she'll assist with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine the saddle has like a way to hold those barrels too. To be fair.
I mean, for that price, I would imagine, yeah.
Well, they are They are barrels, not saddlebags that you bought.
Yeah, but we could probably fashion with rope something that would attach with, like, the bottom
Yeah.
harness. Like,
Yeah.
there's a way to get it around them.
Well, the size of the barrels and the size of the ankylosaur, you'd have to strap the barrels to the back of the ankylosaur, not to the side. They wouldn't fit. This is an elephant. Pretty much an elephant is the only thing you might be able to make do with putting them on the side rather than on the back.
But an ankylosaur has a long tail, so you could put like the saddle and then barrel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a it's not a short tail. It's not like an elephant's tail or a horse's tail. But, I mean, it's long enough that it had, with the club at the back, but,
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have somewhere to put it, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that you can, like, have a little bit of an overhang past its back while you sit forward towards the head, yeah.
Could actually probably use the barrel as, like, a back to lean back on.
Exactly. Good thinking.
A little chair.
Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
It looks a bit awkward, but the ankylosaur doesn't seem to mind. Its head is plated. It's got plenty of plating. It's kind of like a giant turtle, except they're not related.
Amanet's gonna, like, look at the tail. You like to ride things into battle. Well, you like to ride Char into battle constantly. If you're gonna ride this one into battle, she, like, points at the tail. That might be interesting if equipped with something sharp.
Perhaps.
I don't know. Just a thought.
Kind of nods at that, to be fair. I'm trying to think of a name, so.
Oh, look at him.
It's now nuzzling your hand is... Oops. There you go. So yeah, you now have a friendly ankylosaur.
A knight gets its steed. It's quite a moment for you.
Yes, it is.
It's now edited and controlled by you.
Okay.
Amanet will walk up to the thingy. And just kind of step behind Lancelot, and she'll just one of the barrel, is there like a cork you can pull out of the barrel or something to get the feed out, or do you have to pop the whole lid off?
Well, for the water one, the water one's more tightly secured, to keep the water from spilling out. That one does have a cork, which is currently on the back, and there is, it makes it so that you can fashion a spigot onto that and, let loose. It doesn't currently have a spigot attached. The feed barrel, on the other hand, while it's, secured enough, basically it has two hinge clasps to help you take the, lift the barrel a lot, like, not hinge clasps, two clasps, one on each side, that you can just, like, unclasp and then lift the top off and take the feed out and put the top back on.
Okay. She'll pop open and grab a hand to feed, and pop it back, and then she'll walk over and stick her hand underneath the snout, and then just
starts munching away, licking. It's a big, long, rough tongue starts just lapping up the feed.
And she'll give some feed to Lancelot, and she'll be like, just like this. And she'll go top of the head, down the nose.
He'll mimic this, basically.
Mom. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Just a wide, tongue just kind of lapping at your hand, nearly taking away some of the the fur on it.
Oh, hey now. That's... my God. No, I need that. Nope. Good dino. And gives it a little pat. I think you got a good one here. I don't know what this is, but I think you got a good one here. Should we make way to the temple?
I think so.
Do you want to mount up? I'll help lead the way in case it gets a little squirrely.
He nods. Kind of like. Basically mount, basically.
So, sure. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
are you going through with your plan to buy all of the pets?
Hey, Charles had time to cool off after the very emotional moment of hearing all of them cry out for help. And not yet. He'll probably do that like when we're on our way back home.
All right. So, what are you
But
buying? What are you buying at the pet store today?
Okay, so he wants to have a look at what type of dogs they have. If they have any dogs that would be
Bugs?
useful dogs
Did you
that would be
say?
useful in
Did you say bugs or books? I can't. I'm sorry. I can't hear you right.
dogs.
Dogs. D.
Yes, dogs.
Okay, sorry. I kept hearing. My microphone must be busted. Sorry, my headset must be busted. Dogs. And yes, now that you're at the shop today, it seems that they have 3 dogs available. So like looking at them, it's like, well, what do you want with the dogs exactly?
Well, dogs tend to have better noses and ears.
True, true.
So it's just a dog that could help with tracking.
Well, I don't know for certain what each of the capabilities of these, but I imagine they're all decent enough trackers. Is there a particular type of dog you like? All the dogs are now like very attentive because they noticed you looking at them and they're now looking back, and one of them is one of them kind of whining a little, another one's just sitting there, its ears perked up, and the third is glancing at you but is leaning back and biting at it at its tail basically, or the tail, the base of the tail as much as it can.
I just the second one. I'll just have that one.
All right. First, I need to see your license for buying dogs,
Yeah. I shot.
and that will be 10 gold. That includes a bit of proper rations that you'll need to feed your new friend, and a leash and collar.
All right, here you go, 10 gold. And one last thing, do you have any hawks by any chance?
Hawks. No, I'm afraid not. Most of the birds we have tend to be the song variety. If you're looking for hawks, well, nah. She thinks, no, I don't think they have any anymore. It's been rough. 1 second. Try to. There's no good character sheet for a dog. Sorry. I was hoping there was, because I know at one point there was a cat, but. Like, no, I don't have any dogs, unfortunately. I mean, sorry, I don't have any, Here you go. Doggo.
Hey.
I don't have any hawks. I'm not sure where they're going to be available right now.
Any idea where I could possibly... Any other shop that might have hawks?
She kind of looks pained. Well, you're looking for a hunting bird, I take it?
Yes, yeah.
Well, you're probably better off finding someone who actually breeds them. I've heard that there are those who do. You might want to check out one of the hunting guilds here in town. They might have that. Of course, you'll probably need a specialty bird license for hunting birds at that point.
A bird license?
For hunting birds, that's why I don't sell any. I do have dogs and cats, and there's
God.
A bird license?
for hunting birds because they can be used for weapons. They can be used for hunting. Yes, they're licenses for such beings.
Oh, I hate the city so much!
It's how the city
I mean,
repairs things. I mean,
out
it
of
needs to be
character, we are leaving soon.
What if I'm not staying more than a day? Would I still need the license?
Sir, I don't know. You can't. I don't sell them. I don't sell hawks. I don't know if somebody would be, and I can't condone your attempting to circumvent local law just because you're planning on leaving.
Damn it.
She looks scared now. She's already handed you the leash of the little dog that's now sitting at your feet, looking up at you impatiently. While the other dog just kind of whimpers and folds its ears, and the third one finally seems to catch its tail and yelps slightly. But she looks like she's not. If you've been asking her this before, that she wouldn't have sold you the dog. So she's looking at that and going and looking at your money, and she's like, "I've already got the money. What about the door now?"
I'll start to head out. Annoyed.
Meanwhile, Kurt, as you're wandering around, you spot a bugbear riding astride a large dinosaur with 2 barrels strapped to its back.
Ah, that's not the one I know.
Amonette's walking beside the dinosaur, by the way.
I know, but Kurt doesn't see you. He just sees the big dinosaur and a bugbear.
Such a foolish lie. No one can eat that much.
Am I there as well?
No, you're still. Said you stayed in the inn,
Fair.
working on the drive.
Do I hear loud stomping outside?
No, because it's not outside the inn. Sir Lancelot and this is a big city. Sir Lancelot and Amunet. And you went on an inn that was kind of off the main street. Roll me perception checks, or what's your passive perception actually?
Amonette's is 12.
Same.
Then roll perception checks for me.
Sweet. 5.
Sir Lancelot, you spot Kurt walking down the street.
I shout out to Kurt. Kurt!
Lancelot, what are you doing up there? Don't play with the food.
This is my mount.
Oh.
Hey, Kurt.
Oh. There we are.
Well, this makes sense because I have like a higher height advantage at the
Yeah,
moment.
she can't see the dwarf like in the crowd, maybe.
Yeah.
He finally got himself a mount, so he doesn't have to ride Char in a battle now.
That is good.
I mean, I think it's pretty fucking awesome. Look at the tail.
I mean, what the fuck is this thing?
It needs to be called an ankle
Yeah, that.
I don't remember the name.
Ankylosaur something? Anklesaur? I don't know, but it's got like a big club on the back of its tail. I think you could put a blade on that thing and do some damage.
No, the club is not good enough.
I'm saying that you could just improve upon it, that's all. Club will probably do some damage. I mean,
I'm just discreetly looking at this thing looking at it, do I think it could be tasty?
Roll a nature check.
Oh my god.
I have an inspiration from 2 sessions ago. Could I use it?
If you like, you may use inspiration. Go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Waste your
So
DM
while
inspiration on this.
While he's doing that, can I insight to see if I see him sizing up a meal?
See, this is
Go for
why I
it,
shoot
Internet
Kurt away.
Insight. And Kurt, you think that it'd probably be dry and leathery.
I've eaten worse. I think to myself.
And Internet, you see a familiar look on Kurt's face as it's looking the dinosaur up and down.
Kurt.
Hmm? Yes? No? What?
This should be the last thing eaten. This is his mount, but I do agree. It could be quite a meal. If we need to survive.
Yeah.
But let's not eat it quite just yet.
Oh no, we got other things.
Other things. Yeah, did you see the pet shop down there? Lots of tasty snacks.
Pet shop.
Yeah, Char was talking about.
And at this point, Char shows up with a dog in tow.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, if I notice them, I'll reroute.
Okay, so if you did
Find a way to go around them.
If you did, roll another perception check then.
I really
And
want
I will.
And Char, you roll me a perception check.
Ah, there we
A
go.
perception check as well?
Yep, you do.
You have to notice us before you can reroute me.
Yes, you
Mother-
notice first and start running away. If you did, you see what looks like it might be Char from behind with a dog in tow, going down the street the opposite direction.
She just sighs and like puts her hand, just face palms. She's like, well, looks like Char found the pet shop, and looks like he liberated at least one of them, from what I can see.
Pet shops. It's one of those places where you buy animals, but you keep them alive.
Yeah. They had like rats and snakes, and I told him like whenever they got out, we should have just like kept them, and then we would have had road snacks. But he didn't seem to like that idea too much.
I mean, that would make them sell more.
Yeah, you know. What? But apparently, like, I'm not allowed in there. I remember something about banned for life.
Alright, I think I would just be banned by proxy then. I mean,
Yeah.
probably with this town. I mean, have you heard? I mean, you need licenses for everything.
Yeah, we waited in line yesterday.
There was a toilet in the temple. I couldn't use it because
You didn't have a license.
I needed a license.
Right?
Actually, Kurt, in the temple outside of town, no license is needed. It's it's technically not part of the city proper in that sense.
Alright, well,
everybody's
somewhere
welcome
along the
there.
way there was a toilet.
Wait, where's that part of town?
Holly's temple.
Oh, just the temple.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah, we were waiting in line to get a license for this thing. And I got bored, so I started running some tests, and this Minotaur got real pissed off saying I was going to set fire to the place, and, like, picked me up by my neck and, like, threw me out.
Wow, dick.
Yeah, real dick.
Clearly, he did not understand how magic works.
No, he did not. But I'm glad we got this guy here. Did you finally figure out a name, Lancelot?
Yes.
Hmm?
Rhinestone Tough Skin.
Rhinestone Tough Skin.
So we have tough skin and tough fur.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's fitting. Sir Lancelot Tougher and his trusty steed Rhinestone Toughskin. It's got a good ring to it.
Okay, do any tricks?
Looks to Lancelot.
I don't think so.
Well, neither can I, so I won't judge.
Clay, how long do you stay in the inn drawing?
I'm working on design, so this could take a while.
Okay.
I
So basically, you need them to come back and collect you. All right.
mean, at some point, I kind of want to go back to the salesman to figure out what the hides were I bought. If I can.
So, the rest of you, you've been sitting around talking in the middle of the street. People keep going, "Hey, move along! Don't just linger in the middle of the street." Some of them keep saying, and
Mind your own business.
I'm sorry, do we need a license to not move?
Do you have a license to tell us to move?
Yeah. Hands on hips, looks at.
Collect clay.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's go get Mr. Fabulous, Miracle, whatever the fuck.
go back to that tiny room.
How are you gonna do that?
What do you mean?
The people are very snobbish, remember?
I'm in the bar.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, that's right. He's in
other
the
place.
other place. He's the one that went to Golden Hall. Okay, I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
it's you guys. I'm living the high life.
Yeah,
Okay?
you guys went
Fine.
to Comfort Inn with the 5'10" door frames that Sir Lancelot had to crawl to get around.
That's fine. Let me go say hi to my friend that I made the other night.
Same. Let's go meet our
And-
friend Rhinestone.
I'll follow. I don't know what they're talking about, but yeah.
Out of character, there were some real dickhead guards, and I'm gonna try to intimidate, but it didn't work very well. But she's gonna go back anyway, because she don't give
You mean bounce?
bouncers. Yeah, there's 2 bouncers. We
Oh,
looked
wonder why.
we looked too poor, and they wouldn't let us in. So we make way back to the bougie place to go get the miracle worker.
Right.
Alright, so you end up seeing a different set of guards today. These ones are Tabaxi. They are in very polished uniforms, looking very upright and astute, standing flanking the door. They just kind of gaze out at your little troops. One of them kind of goes cross-eyed, looking at the ankylosaur.
I'm gonna kind of tugs her hood, just make sure her hood's up a little bit, and she'll approach the 2 Tabaxi. We have somebody inside that we need to gather. Will you let us in to get him? Or are we gonna have a problem like we did last night?
What is this person's name? One asks. Clay. We will send for him at once. You wait right here. And the guard that you're talking to vanishes inside. Clay, a tabaxi in a uniform, comes wandering up to you. Pardon me, sir, there are some people outside, one of which is on an ankylosaur, that say that they know you.
Give me a second. I'm gonna crawl out of the back. I don't know they have an ankylosaur. I think there's somebody I swindled the hell out of.
Char, roll perception check.
Oh god.
I'm stuck in the window.
No, you're not, Clay.
12.
You actually maybe you are. You see a small window open up near the back of that really posh hotel, and Clay suddenly halfway through it, and apparently he looks stuck.
What are you doing?
Oh hey, have you seen anyone on like a big dinosaur thing?
This is Betsy comes back.
Yeah, I'll help you out.
Out to the front. Roll a strength check. The tabaxi comes out to the front and says, "Sorry, he has not heard of you.
He what?
He has not heard of you."
Did you describe us or something different?
Yeah,
Did you,
even
Chris,
describe
did you say to roll a strength check?
Yes, roll a strength. Yes, I indeed told him that
I'm
you
not
were
good at
waiting
these.
out here for you.
And you described me, and he did
3
not.
people, one of which is on a dinosaur. Yes.
Okay, well, we just got the dinosaur, so that's not helpful.
Well, maybe if he comes back from the bathroom, he'll have a thought and come and check.
You're not very good at your job.
Clay, roll a acrobatics check.
Yes!
You pop free into Char's arms and knock yourselves both over. The dog
Ow.
the dog pokes its nose into your face and starts sniffing.
Thank you, hon. Oh, he has nice fur.
Get off me now.
Sure. I get it. So we should go that way, not towards the front of the building, because like I don't feel like going to the front. I feel like there are not nice people there. Like
Well, let's go start heading towards the temple.
yeah, that sounds fine.
Amunet, Sir Lancelot, and Kurt, how long do you guys wait?
Not very long.
No.
No.
Not very long.
Yeah, if he's like, I've not heard of them, and he's blowing him off, she's gonna be like, fuck him. Let's go.
Alright. So eventually, Clay and Kurt Clay and Char make it to the temple first. And then eventually, a couple minutes later, the three of you come up with the dinosaur. And you see that Clay and Char are already waiting for you there. And Char now has a dog.
Aminette walks straight up to Clay.
Oh, hey.
Cocks a head to the side. Didn't know us,
Yes.
did you?
Well, what are you talking about?
The guard seemed to say that your response was that you didn't know us.
The guard didn't tell me. Oh,
Pretty sure
the
we
guard
meant
said.
we were going to get a mount for Lancelot yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't expect a dinosaur. I thought like maybe a buff horse or something.
Buff horse.
Like, I mean, you guys seem to be getting a lot of pets. I mean, I have one myself. He's well, but anyway, we should get going. What's the plan again?
We're going back to the temple to talk to Holly.
You guys are at the temple.
We're going to find Holly in this temple.
That was quick. Sorry, I blacked out.
Yeah. And then we're leaving.
Holy macro, I just realized something.
Hmm.
The Inquisitor has the same amount of health I do.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Did everyone get pets?
Did we get what?
Everyone get a pet, or just Char and the big boy?
Aminette didn't.
I'm asking.
Char got 2 pets, and Sir Lancelot got a mount.
I'm very curiously and very thinkingly looking at them, like, that's a nice color.
Let's go find Holly, shall we?
Alright.
I'll dismount and kind of like essentially set him up so he's good and happy. And be like, wait here, I'll be back.
And
You're
Kyla
not gonna
sort
tie
of,
him up.
kind of nudges your
Well, probably
hand
hitches him, yeah, a little bit.
and settles down to sleep as soon as you hitch him up and leave him.
Alright. Let's get going so we can get the hell out of this city before we need another license.
Here.
I don't know why you guys have so much problem with the licenses.
Screw the licenses. Okay,
Screw the
this
licenses.
town, this city sucks.
I mean, I thought
Too
this
many
place
licenses.
just sucked generally, but this place is worse.
I mean, I know the guards aren't very nice, but
Well, I haven't had a problem with a lot of the guards. Well, that's not true. Never mind. That's a true statement. Yeah, fuck the guards. Let's go.
So, since Kurt was here and helped, would he have an idea of where Holly would probably be?
Well, she was last in the sanctuary praying.
I'll start heading off in that direction then with the party.
I'll follow.
Yeah,
Yep.
the other people, Volt, Megan, Kage, Gristrap, Pink, are kind of like all gathered in in one room, just kind of slowly eating food, breakfast and whatnot. Megan just kind of nods to you all.
Good limit.
Eh. I think that since you guys are all here, I imagine Holly will be coming back really soon from her morning prayers. She said she wanted to wait and discuss some things when we were all together.
All right.
Good. I also have a mount now,
What kind?
so that might be useful. An ankle,
Ankylosaur.
that thing.
Well, Megan just kind of nods casually. Volt's eyes just kind of flash. Really? An ankylosaur? That's kind of cool. I've been, working on raising a dragon, sort of, but it's going to be a long time before it's capable as a mount.
That's right, you're one of the Dragon Knights, right? Or the Dragon Rider people.
Well, apprentice dragon rider, sort of. I said right now I'm just, I was taking care of a young one. Currently it's stable and I can't, I don't want to bring it out here and put it at risk. But someday, or me, or maybe my children. I don't have any kids, any chuckles. Will be capable of riding it. But yeah. At that point, Holly emerges from the sanctuary and smiles gently at everybody. Oh, good, you're all here. Oh, a new friend, and she looks at Clay.
Oh, hi, nice to meet you. And I extend my hand for a handshake.
She clasps it and shakes. Well, you're welcome to come to be here at the temple. I'm sorry we're a bit disorganized right now. Some people had been hurt when a temple was attacked recently. And of course, people in the town were also hurt, so we've been gathering them together and healing them up as best we can here.
Clay's going to be coming with us. He owes us a favor.
Alright. She kind of nods and looks back at the rest of you. Please be seated.
This is done.
I've been meditating a bit to decide exactly what it is I should be telling you. I mean, I've told you a little bit, but there's some things that I've, shall we say, glossed over. Some things that I feel you not only entitled to know, but should know, that I think have relevance. I just didn't think about it at the time, and didn't put everything together, but there are no coincidences, and there was a place we encountered on our way here that had been buried for so long, and she looks over towards 83, and then looks over at Char. Were you the one that has the weird ball that you picked up at the same place?
No, I'm not the one with it.
Who has it then? Was it Pink then?
I think Pink.
I think
Pink
Pink
has a ball, and then Aminette has the scrying on it.
Yeah, which is why I got confused last time.
Yeah,
So she looks over at Pink then and said, and nods. I thought I didn't put it together at the time, but I've spent some time thinking about it. Now that I've had the opportunity to think about it, and realized that these events might be connected to things that my temple has kept a record of since before the Sundering. Since a lot of information went away and most people don't remember it. It was left to certain orders, religious orders, to keep and remember such things, even if most people think they aren't relevant anymore because all the civilizations that they pertain to are long gone. But occasionally ruins are found from those old pre-Sundering ruins, locations and all that, and with what I saw there, I think this is a story I need to tell you all. Um, a long time ago, about 5,000 years ago, before the Sundering. Um, sorry, I keep hearing a lot of shuffling and noises in the background.
Sorry, it's my husband in the background.
No worries. It's just that I get, you know me. I get easily distracted by small sounds.
No, I'll mute myself. Sorry.
Cool. Um, about 5,000 years ago, before the Sundering, uh, there was an empire, uh, which is now the continent to the north. The exact name is long gone, but we believe it was the Empire of Game, and it was ruled by magic, and more specifically, by minotaurs. Now, you're probably looking at that and laughing. She lets out a bit of a smile, because minotaurs, I imagine you think, are the least magical of all races. She kind of like looks around at the group of you.
I'm not
Lancelot
laughing.
just looks just blankly at her.
Yeah, no emotion on Kurt's face.
Yeah, there's a reason for that now, because you see, they, along with several races that no longer exist on our world, were blamed for the Sundering. The overuse of magic, all the spells. It was believed that they caused the Sundering that lasted 1,000 years, and only stopped when the temples were formed. So minotaurs were nearly hunted to extinction, and only the least magical among them were enslaved, and as a result, the way that we think of minotaurs now, that's not accurate. Many stories were told about them that were lies. Some demon lords, I believe, capitalized on such things, like Bamfit, for example, claims dominion over minotaurs. I imagine some of that might be true in some senses, but not. I don't think Bamfit actually created them, at least not according to the stories the way that I know them. That the reason why we think of minotaurs the way we do is because of what's left of them. But they used to be a race of high magic, very powerful, and they ruled with the strongest of their magically inclined individuals as the leader. And back then, it was an empress named Kudarath. But Kudarath was not satisfied even with the power and dominion she had over her empire. She wanted something far more. According to legend, from what it's passed out in my temple, according to the divine light, she sought godhood, and she was using artifacts to do this, and she tricked a bunch of adventurers into helping her. She even had a king under her control, with that party, and she gestures at Pink. The image that you saw in that sphere was the king. King. Oh God. I'm trying to pronounce his name because it's been over 20 years since I've actually said his name out loud. Because I created him well over 20 years ago. This is back from a game back in high school. His name was Hypergas Teth Grazar III, the last king of Felth. Is what we call now Tabaxi, but his actual race was Catharian. They were much taller than what we think of as Tabaxi. He was a mechanic, professionally in a way. He liked to build things, and eventually he built the Warforged. But he did so with the use of an artifact that the rest of his companions thought buried and destroyed. The artifact that nearly ended the world before the Sundering happened. Kadarath was using it, a powerful stone artifact, to bring forth one of the Chaos Gods. A minor one, but if she managed to get a whole bunch of them out from, their imprisonment, it would have destroyed the world, leaving an aura of power in its wake, which would have turned her into a god. What I'm worried about is that I believe whoever's behind the attacks uh, is doing the same thing. Now, the Power Stone is long gone. Its power was used up during the Sundering. King Hype used it to create a whole army of Warforged, and I believe he may have either used it up completely, destroyed it, or who knows. You would have to somehow find something on him to figure out if that stone still exists. But there are other ways to do this, and the 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 destruction of the artifacts we have in our temples, the temples to the divine light is part of that. Uh, at least I think that they're being destroyed. It's possible they're being stolen. I don't know exactly what's going on there. I just know that something's being done that's then feeding power back to somebody else. Somebody that vampire drow is reporting to. I'm not sure what they know. My guess is that they found something that once belonged to Kadarath that maybe somebody else found and was keeping secure at some point. Some kind of ancient. There are according to the stories that she had some kind of ancient book that we just refer to in our acolytes as Kadarath's grimoire. But a sorceress. She was a sorceress. Sorceresses usually don't use spell books. That's more of a wizard thing. But we believe this particular book held knowledge that was somehow only usable by somebody with sorcery. She stares at the group of you, like waiting to see if you're going to ask questions.
Well, Holly, that must have been one hell of a meditation. Information.
Yes. Yes, only. Yeah. I don't know how much useful that will be, but I'm
I will
hoping.
say this.
What?
And she kind of like leans a little forward in her chair. You had to meditate to decide what you should be telling us. My goddess has charged me with assisting you. Probably not withholding information is best.
It's an ingrained thing with our temple because we are charged with the knowledge that we cannot share with anybody. The knowledge of the identity of the divine light. Well, I am anyway. Nobody else in my order is permitted to know that. It's only given to the high priest or priestess from on high, and only after the pilgrimage. But the rest of that stuff is things guarded in secret because there are those who would seek such artifacts, seek to do what Kadarath once tried to do, which may have set off the Sundering, but at least did not destroy the world entirely.
She'll nod.
I understand. You needed to be sure first.
I needed to commune with the divine light. I knew for a while that I should be saying these things, but I needed to commune to make sure that the god would my deity would be okay with permitting this knowledge to run free, and just hope and trust that it will not fall into the wrong hands. In the past, long ago, 5,000 years ago, Kadarath was not the only one manipulating them. She had one of her associates, another who sought power with her, and even when the rest of the party knew that Kadarath was bad, they didn't realize that he was also on her side, and he betrayed them in the end. So we are well aware of such worries, treachery. She kind of looks at all of you, which is kind of why I'm glad that that other individual was gone, considering that he looked like he was serving, well, possibly the evil powers.
He was turned. He was not that way to begin with.
Maybe, maybe not.
Hmm.
He's gone now, regardless. Megan at this point speaks up. So, yeah, there's another thing we've decided. We looked at this, and we discussed the other day where he might be going next, and two possibilities. Well, we're gonna cover them both. And she kind of looks at Volt and looks at Kage and kind of nods. Volt and I are. Sorry, again, I get distracted by typing. Volt and I are gonna be heading towards the towards the Earth Temple, which is far to the east. It's in an area. I drew a map. There's my map. Where are the names? I put the map somewhere else. 1 second. This is what happens when it's weeks later and I had the information at that point. It's sometimes things walk off in the meantime.
So, you're good.
And I thought I had all my notes right here, and I thought the map was where it was supposed to be, but no, the map is elsewhere. Where the frig did I put that map? But it's not where I thought it was going to be.
There are sentient items.
The map is a mimic. It is run off.
I'm just kind of banging my head. Want to be banging my head against the table because I thought I had all the stuff laid out and prepared, and then the one map I needed has taken a walkabout.
A good old-fashioned walkabout.
Unless I accidentally put it in with this. Is it in here? No,
Isn't a
that's
walk
that
about
map.
a Australian thing?
Mm-hmm. It is an Australian thing.
But what was with the Irish accent?
I don't know what that accent was, to be fair.
Kinda happened.
You confused me. Doing a
I think
walkabout in Ireland is very fun, I imagine, because it's not that big.
It kind of felt like it was a mixture of 5 different accents trying to merge into one. I'm not entirely sure what that was.
Yeah, I tried to do accents once. I ended up trying to make a Scottish, and it became Indian.
But that's awesome.
So that's why I don't do them.
Is it up here? No, that's the China information. That means that's the information over there for Clara. No, I really, really hate when that happens. It's it's been a couple weeks, so I had all this cool stuff done up, and now I thought I had the information packet in the exact one spot, but then the most pivotal piece, the stupid map, which talks about this and that, which I kept seeing for a while, and now don't see anywhere, is missing.
All right, so she tells us where they're going, so we know where they're going. We know
Yeah, they're going to the continent to the east, which I had
Right.
drawn up.
Well-
I had named. I put the names on the map. I did not write them elsewhere, and therefore my brain is now screaming at me.
We could just have the names later, otherwise.
Yeah, retconning.
Yeah. Just write them down in chat once you find.
Yeah. But she said, because I had the map and it was all really cool on the map. And then she says, Kage says, Holly, Grizzdrap, and I were talking about we were gonna head to the one to the north, the air temple.
So that means we're going to fire? I mean, water?
No,
Sorry, we're at fire.
Holly shakes her head. As I said, the water temple's the hardest one to get to, and we need things from both temples in order to navigate properly. As I said, there's a rather nasty country kind of out in the middle of the water out there. We would rather stay away from them.
Alright. Then we go to
Alright,
Earth
so
or
what's
air.
the other one?
But
Earth or air.
But once we get the components needed from, sorry, she says, once I can come with you again, I'll be able to navigate us through the Mistveil Islands as a stopping off point to get to the water temple. The Mistvale Island has impenetrable fog, a mist that surrounds everything out there, and trying to navigate around it, well, you're never gonna reach the water temple without going through it first.
All right. Wasn't the vampire guy going towards the air temple?
We don't know, says Megan at last. All we know is that he was heading to the port that would heading to the port to Walla, far to the north, which would lead to either one.
Okay. So if either he's going to go to water or air, then we go to Earth and grab that one and stop him.
They said that he wouldn't be going to water because water is really difficult to get to. He would go either to far north to the air temple, or from that port go to the eastern continent to go to the Earth temple.
Okay. Out of character, I thought we had information that the closest was the Earth temple, and that was probably where he was going.
No, the Earth temple was quite far away, all the way in the east. The closest one was the air, wasn't it?
Whatever the closest one was, that is where we thought he was going.
Yeah, it's either the air temple or the Earth temple.
Which is closest?
Well, the closest one is fire, because that's here.
True.
Yes.
True.
And basically, Holly has said it's kind of equal distance at this point, and both of them have difficulties in dealing with getting there. Example, let's see regaining how she would put this. Well, let's see. Heading to the north, that would be heading to. Okay, I'm not with my stupid map book again. That would be heading to the air temple. And, okay, there's that one. Ah, cool, there we go. The air temple, would be a rather long journey overland. There's a port on the southern end of Meeg, but there are, there's rivers and all that, and the air temple is in the mountains. The Earth Temple does also have issues with getting there. She says, I seem to have misplaced my map for it. I don't know why that happened, but I did find one of the information packets on it. It doesn't say the official name of it. I just have its nickname written down on this informational packet, and it's referred to as the Land of Giants.
Ah. Wrong campaign.
I need a makeover as well. I'm pretty sure I can convince him.
No, yeah. Giants, are you kidding me? Clay, are you kidding me?
I could work into those clothes, man.
What? Why are you guys scared of giants?
It's a tropical land.
Tropical?
Yes, it's subtropical. Out of character, the way she describes it, it sounds a lot like, especially with the mountains and the way that it's kind of connected to the rest of the continent. It's basically a lot like India, kind of like, think India, like, isolated compared to the rest of the continent, in tropical and nice weather. So there's no frost giants there, but there are giants of all other kinds. Yes, it's ruled by the storm giants. They have a nice city right on the edge that accepts ports and accepts pilgrims. The temple is kind of in the middle of of their land. It'll be faster but harder if you understand me to get there than trying to go to the north. The other thing, the thing is though that first off, we don't know that vampire is working alone. It's doubtful that he would be heading that way because, again, he's on Dragonback, and dragons and giants don't really get along. If he's got somebody else helping him, they might be heading there now.
Oh, great. So we're gonna run into somebody no matter where we go.
I imagine so.
Good.
But where you wish to go, that is going to be on you. Which which group you'd rather go with.
What do we know about the? You said that the Earth Temple is, tropical. There are giants there. It might be a little bit more difficult. Air Temple, up to the north. Any information?
The air temple is protected. It's a long trek to get there, but the air temple itself is protected by a clan of silver dragons, so they should be okay. They're very friendly, and there's also a clan of kobolds of similar colors. Um, it shouldn't be too hard to talk with them, uh, as long as you do not attack them first. They probably will, negotiate. Uh, the only difficulty might be is that it is part of one of the major milestones in the pilgrimage, and well, since you'll have with me, it should be fine. I'll be there. I'll be able to answer the questions. There are basically gates that require answers to questions to be spoken to deal with to prove that you are a pilgrim of the divine light and not some treasure seeker.
Is the path up the mountains difficult to navigate?
The path up the sides of the mountains is very difficult, and of course the silver dragons will be around to keep you from either flying over the top or attempting to scale it. They usually notice. But the path inside the mountains, as I said, is mostly contained by those gates that I have at least information for. So that's why I'm heading that way.
It might be a little difficult with tough skin.
That's what I was worried about.
Well, the gates themselves would be plenty big enough for tough skin. I mean, they're big enough to admit a full-grown silver dragon.
But the climb up the mountain to get to
the
them.
side of the mountain, that would be too hard on tough skin.
But we don't need to climb the mountain?
Oh wait, Holly hasn't seen Toughskin yet because you'd have left your thing outside. So she's like, we're like Toughskin, and asks questioningly.
Or
Oh, you picked up a mount, Sir Lancelot. That's nice. Well, the gates themselves inside the mountain are large enough for a full-grown adult silver dragon. So even an elephant could get through with ease. And you said in Kylosaur they're roughly as wide. Not quite as tall as an elephant, but roughly as wide.
Well, gates and caverns and dragons and mountains, or giants and tropical. What do you think?
Caves?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be alright.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, caves, I guess.
It's been a little bit too long out in the sun, hasn't it, Kurt?
Mm-hmm.
I feel ya.
Megan looks at Volt and says, well, we should be heading off and gathering some troops together then. We shouldn't be heading there ourselves. And
All right.
the two of them start off.
They seem to stick together a lot.
They do.
Holly kind of runs her hands together in a fretful way. Says, I think she might have a crush on him, but she's only 13. She's a little young.
Crush. What'd she break?
Char just starts bursting out laughing as Amunet says that.
Oh, honey, it's not that kind of crush.
Oh, Amunet.
I've
Funny.
crushed skulls that hurt.
I've crushed the goals too. Fives.
Amunet.
Speaking about crushing, shit, do I need a license for my weapons?
Yo.
Fuck those licenses.
Do I need a license to buy a weapon?
Probably.
I look around at the crazy people who live near this city.
You'd most likely... Listen, if you need a license for a hunting bird, then you'll probably need a license to buy a goddamn...
I don't know, man.
You're gonna get a hummingbird, Char? Why?
I was going to.
But you got a pet license already, right?
Ha. No.
No. You need another
I
license.
got a dog and cat license.
Oh.
Whoa.
Apparently hunting bird licenses are completely different.
So, My weapon got a bit fucked a long time ago.
Oh.
Yeah, and I wanted to get a new one. But if I have to get a license in this town, then it's more likely that I will just break it over someone's head.
I don't remember if we. I will say this: that line was bullshit.
I mean, they haven't complained about us having weapons.
No, but we haven't tried to buy one yet.
All right.
We did buy. Wait. I did buy a weapon, and she pulls
So
out
the
the boomerang.
boomerang?
Wait, no! I gave it to Char,
Char.
and she'll go to like reach for the boomerang. She's like, "Wait, I gave it to Char," and points to Char. I did buy a weapon. I didn't need a
The
license.
boomerang technically count. Does this thing count as a weapon?
I did
Defense
damage.
stick.
Didn't you buy that in the junk store?
Yeah, but it's still a weapon. It's 1d4 damage.
Like,
Out of character.
No,
that's
you
what-
actually don't need a license for buying that sort of stuff.
Okay.
For buying weapons here.
What?
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 I said you don't need a
You cut
weapon
out.
for buying weapons here.
Holla.
You don't need a license for buying. Okay.
Let's see.
Do we really need to go shopping for weapons, guys?
Yes.
Some barbarian.
Points at acid burn Warhammer.
It's not acid burned anymore, Kurt. At least you don't see it anymore. Remember?
We already came to the conclusion that you you just lied to me.
Yeah.
It was a day ago, which means the illusion has gone away. It looks acid burned again.
Okay.
I need to point it out of character. It's a -3 Warhammer.
Jesus.
Okay. If
Yeah,
you
let's
find,
get your new weapon before we
If you-
head off to the temple.
if you violent birdies want some to buy, go buy some weapons. Please go ahead.
I just need a Warhammer. That's it.
My weapons are good.
Yeah,
Is
my
there
weapon.
someone? I'm gonna look to buy a.
So what sort of weapons are you looking for?
A singular Warhammer.
Alright. Let's see. That costs how much again? Hold on. Sorry, I started pulling things out of looking for that map. Of course, and I don't need it so much because Megan and Volt are heading there instead. Oh, that's right. Just looking at this does not show me the price list of the listed item, unlike D&D Beyond, which does show me the price when I'm looking up the item. So I'm
Yarr.
gonna pull up my book to look at that. Stupid compendium here.
I'm gonna buy me some leather workers.
Go to companion rules weapons. You can find the list.
Is that
So how much does it cost
Warhammer.
then?
15 gold pieces.
And that is how much you'll find it for here in the town.
Alright, and when no one's looking, I'm tossing the old Warhammer behind in an alley.
Chris? Well, they're
Roll,
buying
roll a
the.
perception check, please, Kurt.
Oh, that's performance.
But
Yes,
you,
yes,
rolled,
is that
you rolled a 13, though, plus 7, which is a 20. Oh, you rolled a 13 again, you got the same thing. So,
Wow. See?
so you wait long enough so that the alley is completely empty and that nobody's looking at you to throw that hammer, which means nobody sees you. Nobody stops you. And you are fine.
Chris, can I buy some leather worker stools?
Can you what?
Leather worker stools.
Yes, how much do they cost? 50 gold?
I think 25. I'll look it up.
Let me my hands are free again. I can look it up in my player's guide. I just
I have
had
1,000 gold. I'm not worried about the costs. Smith
Costs 1,000 gold.
stools. Yeah. I'm gonna buy leather workers and.
Okay, leatherworker's tool. Oh, leatherworker's tools are only 5 gold. Smith's tools are 20. So yeah, together they cost 25 gold.
I don't think I need anything. Yeah. He's only got 23 gold anyway, so he's not going to really be able to buy much. Or maybe just updating ration, but he doesn't really need much ration because he's been eating what Kurt's been providing, to be fair.
Well, on that, like, maybe Kurt should go and buy some more spices.
Oh, I'm gonna buy some rations as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, I'll buy 10 more rations just to
I-
be safe.
How much for 30 days of rations, Chris? 30 days of spices.
30 days of spices. Let me see. Let's see, 30 days of spices. That's nice stuff there. So, what kind of spices are you getting? Are you getting something like, something small, something like cinnamon, pepper? Anything like that? Ginger?
Definitely, like just salt, pepper, if definitely, so I don't run out of that. And ginger, garlic, yes, cinnamon, maybe a little bit. Paprika,
Alright. So,
and whatever is local.
getting all of that, like the various spices, local spices, would a pound do you, or would you want something less than that? It depends on how much you use.
I use a lot.
So, a pound?
5 pounds.
5 pounds. Okay. So, eventually, you end up negotiating at 5 pounds worth of various spices and salts, 5 pounds worth, and you end up spending 10 gold on all of that.
Ooh.
Spices, salts, all that sort of stuff together, that's very expensive stuff. Especially out here in the desert, so you get charged 10 gold for 5 pounds worth.
That's fine by me. Plus the 15 from the... So that's fine. Yep.
I'm also going to buy 20 days of rations, actually, just so I have them. Like 5 silver pieces according to the book.
Yeah, and
Per
rations out here, a lot of it's like jerky and, such like that.
Well, that's fine.
Because, it's dry, the air is dry, it doesn't... If you're trying to buy fresh vegetables, it would be very expensive, comparatively.
He's just trying to buy stuff mostly for him so he can survive if
So you
Kurt
get, like,
doesn't.
to jerky or things made of cactus. If you want to put flavor on your rations, like, say that's, like, various kinds of jerky plus, desert fruit or desert, plant life, preserves, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, he's fine with the basics, to be fair. It's probably better than what Sir Lancelot used to eat, to be fair.
Alright. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna buy me some rations as well. Hearing rumors about Kurt's cooking, I don't trust it.
Hey,
It's
the
good.
rumors about Kurt's cooking is that it's good.
Look.
That people survived.
People survived. I look at the dude. I see something crawling in his beard. I'm gonna get me some rations. Okay.
Hey, I'm saving that for later. I'm keeping it fresh.
He feeds it like a little bit piece of cracker. It'll fatten you up.
You just call it it. No one knows what it is, not even Kurt.
Kurt is really. At least Kurt makes food that's edible. That's all that you really need.
That's gonna be a
Edible
slogan
food.
in this restaurant. At least,
At least it's edible. At least it's not trying to kill you.
Welcome back, Sharda.
Welcome back. We're talking about Kurt's food, and at least it's edible.
Sometimes. There have been those instances where it wasn't that edible.
for some
Alright.
people.
While you guys are out shopping, I need to talk to Shuttle in private.
I'm getting more coffee.
I'm
gonna
going to be
go
right
get
here.
one.
There we go. Sorry, I was having difficulty moving you for some reason.
It's all good.
Let's see. So, what do you see on the scry? It is daytime, so he is currently sleeping, or dead, or whatever you want to call it. He is curled up somewhere. It's dark. It appears, from what you can see around you as you scribe, to be more of a basement than either a crypt or a dark hole in the ground. You see like stacks and crates, stacks of looks like might be flour nearby. He's got like a blanket draped over him. He's got his sword like clutched in, up against him. It's almost as long as he is. Pretty much, it looks like if somebody comes nearby, even if it's daytime, he might wake up and stab them with it. uh, it's unclear if there's any alarms or anything up. There's nobody else there.
Okay, so he's just there alone.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my Dungeon Master Guide? Do I have it here? Fuck. Oh, where is my Dungeon Master Guide? Okay, well, I will look up the item then. Because I can... Let's see. I can cast Suggestion through it. Would he make that with disadvantage since he's sleeping?
You can try. What are you attempting to suggest to him?
To whisper in his sleep where he is.
Yeah, either he did not receive the command failed, or he is incapable of speech while in this state. Either way, he says nothing, he doesn't even move.
Okay.
I mean, he is technically dead, so...
So is he really asleep then?
Technically, it's vampire sleep, which is essentially death, a dead state.
Okay. Well, she'll just make note of the surroundings. And then, yeah, that was it. She just wanted to, while everybody was out running about, she was just going to peep in to see if she could see what was going on. She will try that again at nighttime.
Okay. How many times per day can you use that? I forget.
As many as I want. I can scry as many times. I can only cast Suggestion once.
Ah, okay.
It's a legendary item, so I can scry.
Yeah, that stupid legendary item that you found, but it was like, oh my god, is that... Because I put that place together a long time ago, and it's like, it's an item like that, this makes sense, and I figured, okay, roll randomly, and the fact, what was in that area to begin with, it makes sense that they had such a legendary item, so it's not like it's out of... but it's the equivalent of Will in the other game finding the Cloak of Invisibility.
Yeah. So yeah, she'll just make note of it, and then she'll just wait for the party to come back, and she'll continue just filling Quar in on all the information that Holly gave them, and she'll just whisper in her crossbow, and that's it. She'll just stay there.
All right.
Welcome back.
He's one of those little gotcha toys. You know?
Duncan's not a pet. I love that statement.
He's like a Tamagotchi, right?
Someone's playing with the Duncan.
Don't worry about it.
The shard of Duncan.
Don't worry about it.
Shard that contains
Quentin called Duncan a pet.
God damn it.
Quentin called Duncan a pet.
Oh.
Well, I mean...
Don't you dare agree with him.
I mean, I wouldn't classify it as a pet, but I don't know what you would
Pet
call
rock.
Yeah, well, actually,
Put googly eyes on it.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm not opposed to this. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well,
That's actually when they were selling rocks as bets. That it was Duncan, like all Duncans, just
Well,
human soul.
he's a piece of flint that's sharp, whereas pet rocks are more of a round or kind of semi-flat, but bulked out. They don't look
Okay,
like
so-
pieces of flint.
Yeah, they
just
deal
get it right,
bludgeoning
so-
damage. Duncan deals slashing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There we go.
guys, just get yourself a grinding stone. It fixes the problem. I don't know what that would do to Duncan, but you're slowly shaving away at his personality.
What? He'll just make it more well-rounded. It's fine.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I've been hanging out with y'all too long now.
can we stop
You're
talking about
tainted.
poor Duncan?
Oh, shite.
This is your punishment.
We're getting killed by my own teammates?
Psychic damage.
Let's go fight giants. That's the plan, right?
No,
we're
we're
going
going to the
yeah,
mountains.
Temple Leader.
Opposite. Away from the giants.
Come on, guys! I wanted to fight some giants. No,
I mean-
let's
I'm not opposed to it. Not in this campaign. She don't care.
I mean, Kurt wanted to go to the caves, so we're going
Yeah.
to the caves.
So did Dominant.
but it's so dark there. You can't see me good.
Yee.
Like, I can't see color in the dark, and like everything gets depressive.
Well, you just turn on the light and then you can see all the colors. I don't understand.
That's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Hmm.
Torches and light spells.
Yeah. I'll put on the light. It's fine.
What were you doing in town, by the way? What were you doing?
Didn't I tell? Oh, I thought I told you guys. I'm a fashion designer, man. I'm selling clothes to the people. I'm saving up to buy myself a shop.
Right.
Do
Okay.
you want me to grab some garbs out of my bag of holding?
I'm fine.
What else would I be doing?
I don't know. You were gone for a while, and then you were hanging out still in the bougie place.
I'm sorry.
Curious.
I'm
No,
just used
I was
to
just
higher
asking.
standards of living. Okay.
Well, you better bring that bar down a little bit there, sugar.
Maybe we just need to raise it a bit.
I bought some sugar.
Oh,
He's
nice.
he's already getting more bougie. Isn't that great?
What are we talking about?
I don't know anymore. Are we ready to go?
Are we ready to go since they left to go get their armor, weapons,
Oh,
whatever I bought?
I got this new and shiny warhammer.
Oh, fancy.
Just
What'd you do with the old Warhammer?
tender some meat.
What'd you do with the old Warhammer?
Toss it away.
So Lancelot, considering how big an ankylosaur is and the only got one barrel of each, I would say you only have about 2 days worth.
You'd probably. How long is the trip?
I don't know. Holly,
Holly kind of like looks over the maps and looking at the various roads. Well, I guess since we are traveling by land, she is now kind of standing outside, staring at the ankylosaur. We're probably going to need a cart and maybe some horses as well as this. I guess we're not going by dragon back to Tuala. Or taking another form of transportation there. I'm talking to. She frowns. I really hope that they get delayed along the way. What I was really hoping for, she says admittingly, was that we talk to the Mages Guild and maybe get us ported all the way to Tuala and go from there.
Well, then why don't we do that?
Jeez. Oh, and there's the friggin' map. It got stuffed all the way in the back of the book. Finally found it.
Yay.
But she's looking at it and says, "I thought that you'd be upset because it's not like we she it the portal on the other side, the teleportation circle at the other mages guild would not be big enough for an ankylosaur."
Ah.
Oh.
Can't we just ask someone at the Mages Guild to?
Wait, hold on.
Hey,
This looks like a problem for my cooking.
What?
Dinosaur is too big.
No. Kurt?
yeah, just.
It looks like a herbivore.
It would work.
I mean, couldn't you just ask some mages to cast reduce on it and
I
just
was-
make it half the size?
She
I was
smiles.
thinking the same thing,
You know,
Clay.
That would probably be a good solution.
We can maybe buy a couple scrolls of that in case we run into other areas that he can't move into. He? She? I'm not assuming it's gender. Whatever it is.
Come, let's go ask the Mages Guild if we can get this fixed. Because
Yes.
I don't think waiting is a good idea.
No.
And I'd also need to know how much more food it is. I have about 2 days of food and water for him.
Well, if we can transport instantaneously, then we could be okay. I don't know.
She looks back at them and says, "Well, we can't transport instantaneously to the temple, but we can to at least to Tawala, and maybe the mages there might have transportation across the ocean to Meeg. Although most of their I don't know where they would be going exactly."
And Meeg is where the air temple is.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of political upheaval out there, so there's no official, you know, there's no guilds to transport over to that side of the world from over here in terms of teleportation circles. But there are boats. Should be able to travel across the ocean. Oh, not the ocean. Sorry. Should be able to travel across the sea. It shouldn't take too long, I imagine, on a nice boat. And from there might be some other ways to get up to the air temple that are faster. I don't know what the situation is now in southern Meeg, or southeastern Meeg, I should say.
What do you think, Lancelot? Try to shrink him down and take him through and then go from there? Or do we want to just...
I could probably buy food, meat, feed, and water when we teleport across, correct?
I mean, that's what impression I'm getting.
And it's just grain and water,
Shouldn't
basically.
be too much. Alright.
Oh, cool.
Let's
It's only a
try
second
that.
level spell.
Hmm?
I was
Let's
trying to
try
figure
that.
out what set of prices for scrolls you might worry about. It's only a second level spell, so that shouldn't be too bad.
Oh yeah, and larger dudes.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite spells as a wizard.
Yeah, my poor wizard never learned that one.
I love
Well-
casting a large on the biggest person on our team.
That one's always fun.
Let's make our way to the guild.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
what's it
Kurt
then?
is currently holding out a pygmy wort.
Oh!
Oh!
That too. Do we have the
Oh!
ones that reverse that too?
Yeah.
Amunet goes into her bag
Wait.
of holding.
Looks in bag. My wallet. Big word. Yeah, there we go. I have more of those actually.
And Holly's like
I
claps her
have
hands
big
together.
wart.
She's like, "Oh, I completely forgot about we had those." She said. She smiles at Kurt and smiles at Amunet. This is excellent news.
Yeah, I
Yes.
have bigwort. I have bigwort fungus. I don't know if that's just one singular, but I do have.
It's a singular usage. Yeah.
Okay, then she's got one. She'll hold out a bigwort.
These
It might
are
be
quite
good to-
rare and
It might be good
delicious.
to wait to use those in case we need them on the fly.
True. Just saying we have other options.
What with teleporting?
Well, if the mages can just do the thing with a spell, then we can save those until we need them.
I mean, why waste a good mushroom, Kurt? Right?
True, I could eat this myself.
This is true.
In my bag.
Then you'd be very tiny, Kurt.
I'll just eat a big one, and it would be bigger to eat.
Just snacks on one, shrink. Snacks on one, big, big, shrink. It's like, Kurt, stop eating those.
No.
Limited supply, Kurt. Limited supply.
Get
This
stuck
is why I want to go back down. My supply is running low.
Of all the
I mean,
reasons to go back.
you don't find these kind of interesting mushrooms up here on the surface, do you? No, of course not, because the surface is boring and stupid. Underdark is best.
That thing is probably quite highly valuable, Kurt.
Well, you know, I was thinking about using it in a salad.
Salad.
Pig
That might be good.
salad.
But you would need to get some pygmies to go with it.
Well, I was thinking about maybe not pygmies, but you know, maybe not a salad. Go with pig meat.
Pig meat and pygmy wort.
Yeah.
That might be good. She kind of like nods and things. Out of character question for the DM. Before Amunet got yeeted out of the fucking line, did she actually end up distilling the death dog blood?
Actually, yes.
So what does she have then?
About the death dog blood.
Yeah, she was trying to pull the disease out to see if she could use it in combat.
Let's see.
Oh boy.
Let me re-look up that death dog and tell you what disease they have.
Sweet. She's got a fair amount of interesting shit in her pack, actually.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, she does.
I have arsenic poison she's made, Varrock poison, and now whatever this death dog shit is.
Oh, that's right. It's different. It's not in the monster manual. It's in one of the other books.
I only have one torch stalk left, which I've found a use for before to start fire.
Uh
I have a nose fungus and a ripple bark.
Oh, I have tin masks, trillimax, nilhog noses, pygmy wart, big wart, you name it.
I also have a couple more samples I haven't pulled stuff out of. I have gibbering mouther and Nopic goo I need to distill.
Elixir of health, potion of clairvoyance, pancake sword.
Pancake sword.
Right.
Pancake sword, yes.
Okay, faster if I just looked it up this way. Okay.
I also still have that one very, very useful potion. I've been trying to figure out when's the best time to use it.
Oh, the giant one
Mm-hmm.
that I gave you?
And a scroll of hold person.
Wait, the fuck? Why do I have an amulet of featherfall in my inventory?
Because we got them when we were riding the dragon. We just
Yep.
Oh.
It's a one-shot amulet.
So, but are they still accurate? Oh, wait, we already
They're-
used it. So never
They
mind.
are one-shot amulets. If you used it, you just remove it from your inventory. It's basically like a potion, except it's an amulet. But
Well, did we use it? Because we
No.
landed.
no,
Yeah.
you did not. That's why you still have
Ah.
They're basically they're designed that if you're actually falling, it would kick in.
Might be useful on a mountain climb.
Yeah, it's like an automatic. It's not simply a potion sort of thing. It's an automatic use item. It basically, if you start to fall and it's gonna be a deathly fall, it bamps out of existence and busts you with featherfall.
Cool.
So it's very useful for that sort of thing. It's like one of those things that people that ride dragons, they would probably have at least one of these on them. That's automatic use.
Nice.
Okay, so the bite of the death dog. It'd probably just be listed under death dog disease. It causes the equivalent of poisoning stat to whatever it damages. DC 12 Constitution saving throw, and the hit points get reduced by a 1d10 every 24 hours that it fails the saving throw. So basically, it's death dog disease, acts like poison, reduces hit points, Constitution saving throw of 12.
Sweet. Got it.
I really should play more with poisons and diseases.
And of course, it kills you if you go down to 0.
Yeah. Well, I'm planning on multi-classing her eventually into rogue. So this is where she's getting all her poison shit into.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very useful.
So
Cool. Thank you.
I stabbed her with the dagger. It's sneak attack. And yes, I don't know, purple worm poison as well.
Yeah, I figured it would be a cool path for her, so I'm excited.
Well, I'm thinking about all the entirety of power going into that. You got a poison. You've got the power from being a blood hunter. You've got sneak attack. That's 3 extra sets of dice to roll, depending on what you put on there.
Yee!
She
And
also
then
has
you use
hex.
it all on
And
one
I have
roll.
hex. I have hex because of profane soul.
Yep.
Yep.
No, that
No.
won't work well against say the vampire. But
No.
there are things that the vampire travels with, such as a big dragon that
Yeah.
you might want to use something like that on.
Oh, I want to make it. No, that I have plans for that dragon.
No,
You got
no,
plans
you
for
can't do
Septimus.
this.
Why can't I do this?
You can't poison the meat.
No, I'm not saying I'm gonna poison. I said I had a plan. It didn't involve poison. I have a plan. You never know. She might be just thinking of Kurt, and it's just gonna be one big giant buffet for him. There you go. Buffet. No,
I'm trying to think of all the sentient.
Probably
I'm
good
an
to say.
Amunet wants a badass mount.
I'm trying to think of all the sentient creatures you guys have now eaten, or are planning on eating. Because you've eaten at least one sentient creature already.
Yeah, I don't call
Oh
I don't
no,
call
sorry,
it the
2.
I don't call it the monster manual. I
at least
call it
2.
the menu.
No, at least you're not the dating guide person. If you could look at the monster manual and go dating guide.
Oh yeah, dating guide. No, it's a menu.
It's true. It's
It's
true.
a sample list of different kinds of fabric to use.
There are
We all
so
do
many.
different things.
uses for it, Yeah.
This party is so screwed up. I mean, I think that the Iron Roses are strange at times, but at least they're understandable. This party, everybody has a different outlook of what the monster manual is.
Yep.
I love it. Yes. Friends, food,
Supplies, fabric.
Things you can extract things from
yes,
It's a
catalog.
very
to empower yourself.
Let's go.
All right. Let's
We're
go.
resourceful, all right?
Yeah, we're resourceful.
Sure, let's call it that.
Side-eye Ektor. Let's get going. Oh, by the way, as we're walking, I looked on in on that vampire guy while
Oh,
y'all were out shopping. Yeah.
There's a
well, I
vampire.
was not dropping, but yeah, what
Well,
you find there?
Nothing. He's asleep, apparently, in a cellar with some bags of flour. So I'm gonna try again at nighttime. See if I can figure out where he is. So yeah.
So he has flour.
He has flour in crates. He's apparently in a basement, not in a crypt.
I would bring some flour, but it's hard to cook, bread and stuff out and about.
So makes me think that he's in a city of some sort. Somewhere where there's some sort of established.
Just to make sure, should we burn down this one?
You might need a license
No.
for it.
No.
Roll an Kurt, roll me an intelligence check.
Ah, fuck.
It might be immune to fire.
Yeah, you think about burning down the city would be a fine thing to do. You could probably try to catch a random building on fire.
Yeah, exactly. I have a torch stock.
Let's not do that before we leave and get to our destination.
We might need to return.
Yeah, we might need to come
Exactly.
Rather not.
back.
Well, we have to go
When
this
we're-
way because you're under dark.
Listen, Kurt.
No.
When we're definitely not going to come back here, feel free to.
Thank you. Do you have a license to give out permission to burn down cities?
Aminette pulls out a sheet out of her journal and just says "license to arson" and just hands it to Kurt.
Oh yes. I'm gonna keep it on saving it. It's gonna come in use later.
Okay.
Okay, let's get moving, people.
All right. So, Holly leads the way in this particular charge. She takes you out of the temple, heads you back into town, and shows you up to one of the more elaborate buildings that has various arcane symbols on the front of it. She goes and knocks on the door. A little window opens up, and Holly smiles brightly and says, "Hi, as you can see, I am the High Priestess of the Divine Light, and I would very much like to discuss services for me and my companions today." The little hatch closes, and a minute goes by with her just waiting patiently. After the minute finishes, the door swings open, and a small gnome wearing purple robes leans out. Yes, hello? Oh, Holly, yes, the High Priestess. And he kind of looks out, one hand up, like running through his green hair, and blinks at the group of you. I think the dinosaur is a bit too big to fit through the door.
But you have magic, maybe, that might be able to shrink it. We'd be willing to pay.
All right. How much are you offering for that service?
Well, let's see. A donation? I don't know. How much do you suggest, sir?
Hey,
What? Free! Hey! Free! What?
You could use it as a bargain thing, like, we'll pay them a small amount because I could do this myself.
Oh, okay. How about 10 gold? Because I could do this myself. Wait, what? What were you saying, Kurt?
If you can do this yourself, you should.
I'm
Other than
confused.
that, the dinosaur should wait out here.
Well, we kind of need to bring the dinosaur with us. So,
Look,
Well, then you're going to need to shrink it.
well, you can shrink it because it will take resources from
Nope,
us to shrink it.
nope, I'm afraid not.
Why not, good sir?
I don't think he can.
Oh, well,
No, we can't.
why should I? I am not the
Look,
one
if you
negotiating
can't do it, then that's fine. You don't need to put up an act.
here. Roll a persuasion check, Kurt.
Sure.
Can I assist? Because I was also saying
Yeah.
that.
Can we?
Yeah, you had
be
assistance
fair-
on that, Kurt.
Lancelot
cool.
genuinely
Okay.
believes he can't do it now.
Alright, persuasion. Ooh. 16.
And then this kind of reaches up and kind of plays with the wisp of a green beard. Well, and he kind of looks over at Holly, and Holly smiles and nods and says, "Well, don't worry. you can ask around at the temple, and we will cover other expenses after the fact. And the gnome lets out a long sigh. Ah, very well. It is good to have the temple here, even if they recently drew an attack. I mean, the temple is the reason why the entire city exists. There would be no city if it were not for that temple. And he kind of waves a hand, and there's a little bit of like sparkles coming off his fingertips, and suddenly the ankylosaur shrinks down to the size of Char's dog. Along with everything on top of the ankylosaur, which means the barrels, the saddle, everything.
Kurt gives a golf clap, applause.
I pick up the Inquisitor.
The ankylosaur makes a really weird noise and attempts to hit you in the leg with its tail. Clearly, being picked up is like the last thing an ankylosaur would ever want. It's because of the way it's usually so big and dense that being picked up is incredibly dangerous. Because after all, if it was that big and it being picked up to the relative distance would be a fatal landing for it. Of course, at this size, it's not so bad, but it still has the ingrained panic instinct. So it
Yeah.
is flailing. Roll me an animal handling check.
Let's see, animal handling.
Alright. Somehow you manage to stroke your hands along the thing's body, grasp it firmly by the feet so that its feet are not kicking out into solid air, so that it feels more secure, and you manage to hold it in such a way that the instinctual panic lets down. However, this is not before it excretes all over you and on the pavement in front of the Mages Guild. The mage in question who just shrank it, making a wincing face because the pile of dung it would have been as big as the gnome if it was still a normal size, but since it had been shrunk, it's not as quite as big.
It's gonna be big later.
Maybe not.
You might want to clean that. For her, Charlotte does not give a fuck.
The mage is just like, ugh. And Holly is still smiling brightly, but there's kind of like a wincing face now.
Oh, Holly, it's fine. And Aminette will like mage hand and just shove it off the stairs or wherever they're standing to.
No, they're
into the
standing like
street.
flat on the street. They're like on the street. It's like flat
Oh.
in front of the.
Then he don't need to worry about it. Fuck. It's not in the temple. Whatever,
This is
guild
on
thing.
Lancelot and on the floor.
Mm,
Mr. Lancelot does not seem to give a fuck.
that's fine.
Probably doesn't give a
Yes.
We can walk in.
The mage kind of like turns around, goes inside, leaves the door open, and starts calling for some people. Says, "Yeah, we got an incident out here. Can you come quick? I need several people with precipitation to help clean up a mess." That comes out, and several mages of various ages and races to start casting precipitation, working in tandem in order to clean you up much faster, so that you're no longer smelling like ankylosaur shit. And you are led inside. There is a little bit of a tiny entryway that looks designed with a curve in mind, in order to like not let people just charge right in, so that there's like a wall almost directly in front of you, and instead they have to go off to the side. And then it opens up to a rather large hall, like place where the ankylosaur, even if it was normal size, could easily fit in this hall, and still have plenty of room for lots of students or other mage, guild members to be wandering around. But yeah, so there are various people in various robes. The green-haired gnome in the purple robe is like leading you along, and this is where we're gonna take a quick break because I desperately have to use the bathroom.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Poor Rhinestone.
He's a good boy.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You're not welcome. uh, God.
So I have a dog-sized dinosaur.
Yep.
Which to survive sounds probably easy enough to carry.
Yeah. Should be.
He is, I think, 8 feet tall.
One,
Yeah.
you're a bugbear, and two,
I do
it
have a
is.
powerful build.
Hmm.
My comparative capacity in weight that I can push, drag, or lift is one size larger.
Yeah. And it's the size of a dog. I think Tobias is back.
I am, yes. Did you deduce that from the loud office chair?
Maybe.
I mean, to be fair, his carrying capacity is 600 pounds.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
A nice purring cat has come and joined me. See, it only counts if the GM gave you that license. Since the GM did not give you that license.
This dwarf doesn't care.
Exactly.
The dwarf doesn't give a fuck. He's just gonna hand a guard a license to arson, and he burns something like, not official.
Yeah, just look at it like an official license. I mean, two of you went through the licensing process and know what a license looks like.
Kurt is going to use it, I guess, in an argument against Amunet or something. Like, hey, I don't like this place. I'm gonna burn it down. You can't burn this down. I got this.
You just use it against Amunet.
Yeah.
Like, you can't burn that. It's
me.
license.
I'm pretty sure I'm a licensed arsonist.
License arson. That's not a sentence I thought I'd ever hear.
I'm surprised it's the first time we hear it remembering Curse of Strahd.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, remember in Quentin and Rick's version of Curse of Strahd that
Nothing happened. Nothing happened at all.
they happened to burn
We did
down
not burn down several houses. No.
and a
Windmill, yes, I'm
and
well
the
aware of that.
windmill,
I'm well aware of what we've burnt. I just deny ever doing it. Mainly because
one of
I
Quentin's
didn't do a
characters
thing.
burned.
Welcome back, Shuttle.
Thank you.
Yay! We have a licensed arsonist.
Mm-hmm.
Not legally licensed, mind you, but still licensed.
Hey, what is legal, really?
Through the law.
Does it
Well,
really matter?
Certainly not arson. Unless you're licensed.
Mm-hmm. He's licensed, it's fine. I am the law.
I am the Oh my god, I also have the perfect fucking thing to bring in if I'm doing arson in the place.
Oh
Just
god.
the torch dog, like, oh, what are you bringing in here? Oh, just some mushrooms.
God.
And then the torch dog's like, alright, let's burn this place down.
Molotov
And then-
cocktail style with mushrooms.
Like, and then you can claim you didn't do it because, and nobody would think you did it.
The guards checked me, all I had was mushrooms.
Yeah. Who are we waiting on?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think Quentin.
And Quentin's here. Oh, he's here.
We're all here.
So then everybody's
We're all
here.
here.
Excellent. We can continue our adventure. So, you're now inside the Mages Guild in Mythan. The gnome who's leading you on continues you through the hall. You no longer smell like shit, thankfully, Sir Lancelot, because you were cleaned up. Are the rest of you staying with them, or are you attempting to wander away?
I mean, we're going into the guild to get transported. Why would we walk away?
Ask that of some of your companions.
Oh.
Chris,
Quentin looks us yet.
Yeah.
Hey, you know,
Shut up!
Chris.
Remember who you're talking to in this party?
hey, don't fucking bring that up. You guys tried to kill me. I was justified in running away, okay?
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about you running away again. I was just thinking about, ooh, shiny things. Ooh, interesting magic. I'm forgetting what I'm doing. I'm going to wander off now.
Yeah, I mean, oh, we're at the wizard tower thingy, so who's going to sneak off and do some shady things? Looks at Quentin, looks at Jet. Hmm?
Hey, we have a job to do. Come on.
Looks at Tobias
I-
and remembers you're not playing Will at the moment.
I
will
only do shady stuff when we don't have a major thing to do, such as teleporting.
Good to know.
I believe we're walking in the Mage Tower, DM.
Yeah.
Yes. Nobody's walking away yet.
Yes.
Eyebrow cocked at internet.
All right, so the mage just sort of escorts you along, escorts you down down a few flights of stairs into a more basement-y type area. It's nice and cool down there, and into a a nice sized room that has an inscribed circle on the floor, along with various what's what I'm trying to say. Various little ruins along the wall, probably to like alert anybody if people are like bamfing in down here. So it's not like you can enter into the mages guild unannounced. And the mage says, "Oh, right. There's quite a bit of you, aren't there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I suppose I can fit you all through. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult on the other side, depending on where you wish to go." Hi, Max. And he's just kind of looking back and forth. And Holly eventually says, "Oh, we wish to get to Tawala as fast as possible. And sorry, looking at the picture that somebody posted. And the mage just kind of nods. He goes, "Oh, very well." And starts quoting a price. It's like, let's see, a transportation favor of this magnitude plus a letter of writ to the other side, so that the people in the Tawala Guild aren't just going to, be very upset. So, like, looks at the rest of you and thinks for a moment, rubbing his beard. I think 200 gold would be sufficient.
Holly, you want to throw in for this too, since we gave you a cut of all that stuff we sold?
Holly nods. Sure, especially since this is what I need to do. I will pay for it. And she, pushes back her shoulders, pulls out her pouch, and pulls out the money in question. The gnome smiles. Ah, pleasure doing business with you. Now, everybody, please, into the circle. And he pulls out a pad of paper and a signet ring, and heats up the signet ring, and blazes, uses the signet ring on the paper after he writes out a little something, and then hands it to Holly.
Mr. Gnome, sir, before we teleport.
Yes?
You, the mages on the other side, would they have the ability to, like, do more of these, like, enlarge, reduce spells, like, on scrolls?
Oh, most certainly.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Steps in the circle.
Kurt's got some decent money. So the mage gets everybody into the circle. He waves his hands in the air. The circle all lights up, and you all feel a weird sensation in your bellies. The dog and the Ankylosaur both like kind of make this bellowing noise. And when you stop feeling this weird sliding sensation, you look around and you see that you're in a different room. There are some similar markings along the walls and some similarities in the circle. The stonework's all different, and the sigils along the walls are kind of like lighting up.
What can I tell from the stone?
You can tell from your stone cutting that this is most likely dwarven made.
Wait, that it is dwarven made?
Yes.
It's dwarven made.
Roll perception checks.
Oh,
Yay. Look at that stone.
this is fine.
They sent us to a murder hole. It's fine.
Alright, Amunet, you kind of hear the sound of footsteps outside the door.
More than likely, we're gonna have some company here in a second.
Why?
Somebody running up the stairs.
Yeah, but why would we have company?
Because they're coming to see who just teleported in, I would imagine.
Well, didn't they send off? Didn't they give us a paper?
I didn't get a paper.
Holly's got it.
Oh,
Holly holds it up. Don't worry, I have it.
alright. So probably you should be at the front, Holly, so they don't start shooting us with magic.
She nods.
You don't shoot people with magic.
You don't throw magic missiles at people.
You cast magic. There's a difference.
It shoots out of your wand or your hands or whatever.
Amanette, like,
Isn't
pulls
cast
out-
just another name for throw?
Amanette pulls out her crossbow from her thigh, and it lights up with lightning. I shoot
Listen,
with
your
magic.
crossbows are different.
It's still magic.
She looks
But
at
they're also
you and
crossbows.
says, oh, please, put that away. And as the door bursts open, and
Yes, mother.
a dwarf in red robes appears in the doorway. It's like, who? And probably kind of like waves the writ and hands it over, and the dwarf with the magnificent beard looks it over and kind of like starts nodding. You're all the way from Mythan, all right. Well, welcome. Welcome to Tuala. And ye all been here before?
No.
No. Maybe?
Some of you look like you're... I recognize some of that accent. That sounds like, in this case, the spell lasts a lot longer, Kurt. It's basically one that's timed at an hour. But, it's like, well, welcome to Tuala. I'm detecting bits of Zelidian accents, right? Some of you from Paladin? Well, glad to do that. So, are any of you mages here to actually join the Mage Guild, or are you just using this as a convenient stopping off point?
As a convenient point.
Okay. Well, just thought I'd ask. Well, if your first time in Tuala, we are a port city. I hope you guys know that. Northernmost city of Emlarin. There's a lot of guilds in this section. You're in the guild district.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of got something that we really need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, don't let me keep you. I'll escort you right
I
to
mean,
the...
you might want to ask them
Yep.
before we...
Yeah, you can't. Look, Stitcher, you can't tell us to can't hurry the thing on and then say, hey, by the
You
way,
weren't saying anything!
just glares at Char.
Sure.
Glares and Celestial.
Yeah, her eyes, like under the hood, get a little bit more fiery and bright. Anyway, they dim down, looking back at the dwarf. Is there any way we could, we might need a, this guy here, and points to the little ankylosaur. The other mages were very kind to cast something to shrink him down smaller.
Oh.
Is there, by chance, could we procure a scroll of some sort in case we, in our travels, we might need to squeeze him in
shrink?
someplace?
Okay.
Or enlarge, reduce, something, I don't know, something to make him smaller, temporarily.
Well, enlarge, reduce, that'll last only a minute. Shrink will last at least an hour.
then shrink would be preferable.
All right. That's not a very cheap spell. It's most wizards and such don't know it. But I can see what we can do. None of you are guild members. None of you can cast spells.
I mean, I can cast spells.
I mean, I can shoot spells and looks over at Char.
But no wizards among you. Yes.
I mean, I can do a bit of magic, but no wizard.
I have no inclination for magic.
I suppose it won't do too much harm to give you to sell you a scroll of shrink. Then there are wizards who would literally kill to get their hands on such knowledge. It is not a very it's a very rare spell.
Great, so we'll be carrying that around. Don't tell the wizards.
Great.
Do you guys happen to have like a book on enchanting equipment?
If you remember the guild, we do have books, yes. But if you're not a member of the guild, I'm afraid that the library is for guild members only.
How do I get what does being a guild member mean exactly?
Well,
You need a license.
A place to stay.
We were in this came from a place where you need licenses. Now we're in the place where you have to be a member. What the fuck?
And then like rubs his forehead and says, "Oh right, you guys came in from Ithan."
Yes, we did.
Yes. No. See, you just have to join the guild. You have to pass an entrance exam. And then the people in the guild have free room and free board when they're in town or needing this place to study. You've got good study rooms with their own dedicated library. With special books. We have, various interesting magical research that can be done there. And you got use of some of the facilities. But it's for, mages of various kinds. I'm afraid those of you who have no talent or head for magic cannot be admitted into the guild. I'm sorry.
I conjure a ferret.
Right, that's very nice. You might be able to join the guild. We can come and bring you for an examination.
How long would that take? We're on the time schedule. I don't want to hold them up.
Well, see, the exam can't be called in until tomorrow.
Listen, Clay.
Yes.
On our way back, you can take the exam.
I basically just want to rent some books, but they probably won't let me if I'm not a guild.
Sorry,
Curious.
books here are for guild members only.
Curious, do you have a lab?
Yes, guild members have access to the lab facilities.
Interesting. Alright. Yeah, Clay, on the way back, I'll stop in with you.
Okay.
So how much for that, scroll, sir?
For the scroll of shrink, he kind of rubs his chin, and you promise that you will not allow it to get into the hands of other wizards.
The only hands it's going to is this man right here. Points to
Alright.
Lancelot.
Okay. Kind of thinks for a minute here. That'll run you approximately 848 gold.
Aminet's eyes go wide. I don't have that.
Well, as I
But-
said, it's a very rare scroll. It's very important knowledge. A shrink
Well-
spell in the wrong hands is very scary. It is not a good thing.
Hold up. She goes into her pouch and she pulls out a yellow gem. How about this? In trade. And she is holding out, I think it's yellow, Earth Elemental Gem.
Which one was that? Was that the one you got at?
It was a pulsing yellow gem inside the Earth killed.
The mage frowns briefly. Give me 1 second to relook up exactly the stats on that particular gem. And he waves a hand. Oh, that's where my rock card went.
Found a gem.
It should be Elemental Gem Earth.
Yeah, I know which one it is. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what he's gonna say when he studies the thing. Okay, there we go. Crumbles. No, that's not the right one. Hold on a second. Yeah, hold on. I need to find the because I know what that gem is. And there's something specific on it, and it's just inside the. It's inside the. It's on that one page. I'm trying to remember where it is on there. Sorry.
That's fine.
All good. She does not have that much money. This is the only thing she has that's worth anything.
I love it.
She's-
I love that. I'm sorry.
I just have
She's
to
not going to sell
I'm
her crystal
basically
ball.
just trying to find the right page that it's on. Trying to remember where it is exactly in the book.
I love that when you
Because-
search on Roll20, you find elemental gem, and then you look at item rarity. It just says no.
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 I'm already no.
Yeah.
Oh wow! They've written all in the wrong
And
place. It's-
after the spell is cast, the guy frowns and takes a step back and holds up his hands and says, "Please do not try to give me a cursed item.
Excuse me?
That elemental gem is cursed. You've been walking around with a cursed item and didn't realize it?
What?
Good one.
It's
Which
it's
gem?
How's it cursed?
Hey, Aberrant, he's just tried to trick you. This is the oldest trick in the book. He's just tried to get it for cheaper.
It's a type of gem that summons an earth elemental." The priest, the mage goes on, "But it's cursed, and anybody that summons an earth elemental, the earth elemental is not going to be happy with it. It'll be
I mean-
hostile towards you.
I mean, is that really a curse? Or are you just pissing off an earth element?
It's a curse," he says, pointing out. This is why I don't like dealing with non-magic users."
I mean, honestly. when
Hey,
you-
listen, you! Snaps her fingers, spider climbs up the wall.
Yes, but do you have detect magic? He points out.
No, but I can still use magic. You didn't say, like, oh,
Do
I
you
hate
have-
dealing with
do-
people
do
that
you-
don't have
Do you
detect
have
magic.
identify?
I'm
No, I
gonna-
don't have identify.
These
but
are
I can
basic-
use
These
magic.
are basic requirements. He yells back for the guild.
Fine.
Chris,
I'm
Wow,
sorry.
you
Chris,
guys are.
I'm slapping the rock now. It's just a normal rock, but I think, but a normal. The curse is lifted, man. Don't go to react.
He just kind of glares at you, his eyes still flashing with detect magic, and says, "You can't do that, you know. Even though it no longer shows the aura, I saw what you did before it finished." And he folds his arms.
Did you though?
Yes. Now, I'm going to ask all of you to leave. You're hereby banned from ever coming back to the Mages Guild here in Tawala.
Sweet.
You know, we have to come this way to get back.
Oh
Holly,
no!
Holly, let's have a long
I'm a
side.
place I don't want to be in anyway.
Aminette walks across the
It's
ceiling
face-palming.
and walks down the stairs using the
Hey.
ceiling the entire way.
There
If
aren't
we're
any
banned,
there aren't any stairs.
Well, she's leaving the fancy way.
So,
yo,
but
Chris.
Holly
if-
just kind of apologizes for all of you. and the dwarf is attempting to lead you guys all out.
I didn't do anything.
And I'm
I
making
imagine as Aminette is walking on the ceiling above me, above Kurt. Kurt pulls out the licensed arson and pulls it out and shows it to us.
Chris, seeing we're gonna get banned, can I take a look if I can find one of the books about enchanting stuff?
You're being watched like a hawk by the dwarf who does not trust you whatsoever. He
I'm
is
just
almost-
looking.
He's
I'm
almost
just
at your
looking
back,
if I can see a title.
escorting you through hallways that have no books.
I would go invisible, but he has the type magic up.
You're also in a mage's guild. I don't think that's gonna help you.
I mean, plan B is I could change him, but I'm not gonna. Let's.
Holly is again being very apologetic. She's also walking behind the group, right next to the dwarf and behind Clay, and says, "I'm just so sorry for them. I don't know why they're
Hey,
acting
I didn't
this way."
do anything. I have not done anything rude to this group of people.
You're fine, Sir Davenport. You're fine.
Don't call me Sir Davenport, please. Just call me Char.
Oh, Davenport.
I will.
Oh, Davenport!
I will call lightning on you. If you keep talking.
We're inside. You can't. Ha.
When
Jokes
we're
on you.
outside, I can.
I'm
Keep that up.
feeling. Come along, Davenport. Let's leave.
Pulls out the boomerang.
The question
I will
is,
throw this at you.
I understand why you as a player is getting rumbly about this, though I haven't actually made it to that far in the episodes watching. I do not understand why the character is having such a bad reaction.
I mean, Devon,
Sell
he-
it. Sell
he
it.
doesn't really-
Sell why he's having such a bad reaction.
he doesn't really.
Or I'm gonna call BS.
Honestly, he doesn't really like Davenport.
Alright.
He just took it to be courteous to the king.
And the king would be.
He didn't want to say. He didn't want to say straight up to the king. Please choose a different name. That would just be rude.
Yeah, and you know, it's not like you're escorting the princess anymore either, so.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to keep my
Sure.
disdain for my last name.
Yeah. You can use it freely.
I mean, until we get back with the princess and all that, then I'll keep it under wraps. But you know,
You hear
Usually.
Pink snickering, even though he's normally just so silent.
come on, let's get out of here
So
before you cause any more
you
troubles.
eventually make it to the front door, are escorted out, and Holly stays behind for a moment to again try to apologize for the lot of you. Outside, the sea air greets you. You can smell the definite smell of salt, of distant aromas of fish, and some weird kind of coaly fires, some kind of smoke in the air that's not from a normal wood burning fire, some sort of fire of industry, but the best way to like kilns and smelters and stuff like that from nearby. And you're like, you know, you see a lot of different types of people walking around, but what you don't see anywhere are any holy symbols of any kind. You don't see the spires of churches or temples or anything like that. And in fact, Holly, who usually just like, you know, wears some kind of holy symbol around her neck, seems to have it tucked into her clothing at this point.
Okay.
Lost you.
What'd you
Chris?
last hear?
Something tucked in.
Yeah, she
Uh,
tucks in her holy symbol.
Holly had her holy symbol tucked into her shirt.
Oh, it just kind of cut off. I thought there was something else. Never mind.
Man, I
Is
want to
there-
eat seafood now.
Is there a reason why? I'm confused.
Probably is a reason.
Amunet, history check.
I'm also gonna, using my rope to tie that in range, I'm also gonna crouch down and set Rhinestone down and kind of make a leash to his range.
Alright. Amunet, Let's see. I'll take you over to Whisper so that your business doesn't get involved in everybody else's.
Can I also make one? Seeing I
This has to, this, the.
So
Shuttle, can you move down the Whispers at all, or what are the other roll things? For some reason, it's not letting me drop and drag you.
yeah, hold on 1 second. I'll go. Where's my Discord? There we go.
I don't know why it's doing that. It might have something to do with my computer. I have no idea. Maybe Discord
Okay.
issues.
Yeah, I'll go down to
But
Whisper.
it's not
Oh,
letting
I
me drag
can't
and
go.
drop you.
I can go to second roll 20.
Yeah,
I can't go to Whisper.
yeah. All right. So, you suddenly remember you're in Imlarin.
Where?
In the country of Imlarin.
Spell that.
Uh, hold on 1 second. Let me get my correct spelling for you. EMLARN. No,
Okay.
sorry, EN. Ugh. EMLAREN.
Okay, got it.
Oops, sorry, Max. And you remember that Claire has told us that says that because you're on a holy mission of sorts. Um, like while your main objective is the
Vampire.
fungal queen. This place
that,
is
yeah.
ruled by vampires.
Oh,
And
good.
there are but there are living variants of vampires because of all the vampires that were in close proximities, but there are still undead, and that is the reason for the lack of holy symbol. In addition to that, occasionally other forms of undead that are sentient have made their way here. However, most of the people in Amlarn are like normal, average people, like humans, elves, orcs, kobolds, people, dwarves. Here in Tawala, I'll hold on. Tilts was doing a history check. 1 second, stay here. Who else was doing a history check?
I wanted to do a check,
Go for
seeing
the
I
check.
travel a lot.
Go for the check. All right, come down to second roll 20 group. Okay, so in addition to what I told Shuttle, which has pertaining only to her backstory, um, here's what you also know from that check. You know that Twala itself, before it became part of Imlarn, before the country of Imlarn was formed, which was between the capital city of Mail and the port city of Tawala, that Tawala was founded mainly by dwarven slaves who were brought over from across the sea from Meeg. They were freed improbably by a red dragon. Basically, the slaves were brought over. The slavers attempted to use them to kill the kobolds that were in the nearby volcano, and to start mining operations there. The red dragon, who lived in that place and mastered over the kobolds, said no, killed the slavers, but decided to let the slaves live if they agreed to not, continue to mine there. So the dwarves kind of dedicated the town to the red dragon, who eventually came out of the cave and as the town started booming over the couple hundred years, started taking other forms and started actually ruling over the town, which turned into a city. Eventually, said Red Dragon, left or died or whatever happens with really ancient, really ancient powerful dragons, and the city bound together with another city, Male, and formed the country of Amlarn. So there's a lot of like old family dwarves that live here. There are kobolds that live here because of that. Red dragons, which most places would consider like fear, run away, aren't particularly feared because they're already descendants of that red dragon who, in theory, live among the people here. So red dragons are not considered necessarily evil in this particular city. They have a better reputation here than most places.
Okay.
And dragons in general, there's some trade between here and Zaladin. The people here don't ride any dragons, again, because They looked at as dragons were ruling over the place at one point. But they do have some, some what are they called? Roosts, something like that, to keep dragons who fly in from the south. All right, there you go. That's your knowledge checks for you. All right.
Amonette's going to look over at Holly, tucking away her holy symbol, and then she's just going to she'll just slice her finger and activate both of her crossbows.
Clay is gonna change the color of his cloak to a more friendly red, with a bit of like flames on him, like flame pattern.
What are you doing?
Because I want to fit in the cool town, man. It's stylish, man. I need
I was talking to you, God
advocate.
damn it. I don't care what you're doing. What are you doing, Nanginette?
I'm preparing myself for things that are in this country. I don't understand how an entire country, well, not an entire country, but is made out of these or made up of these. I can't really talk about it here. I don't know if it's safe out here in the open, but I will tell y'all later. Just be on alert for anything. During the daytime, we should be fine. If you get my drift.
Okay, got it. I understand.
What?
There are certain things that come out only at nighttime. Something that we're currently...
the moon.
Yes.
Moons, actually. There's 2 moons here.
I don't acknowledge the other one.
She'll just say quietly to the group, this country, it's ruled by vampires. So we just need to be on alert. They're not all entirely vampires, but there are other people that live here. But I would imagine the vampires are asleep right now. But with vampires come, I would imagine, individuals that are loyal to them. So just keep that to yourself. But I'm always prepared and on alert. And she will set her Hunter's Bane to undead at that point.
Let's try and not attract attention, though.
Kurt once more
Roll a
pulls
perception
out
check.
his license to arson.
Oh no, we've attracted attention, haven't we?
Probably. I mean, Amonette did walk out of the building on the ceiling.
Well, whatever it is, I see it.
I click a button, right? I click the button.
Click the button.
I don't see shit.
You look around, you basically see various people just passing by. It doesn't look like any of them are paying any close attention to you. I mean, you guys don't stand out here, so it's fine. Even the ankylosaur that suddenly turns big again doesn't seem to attract too much attention.
I mount.
I mount him.
That just sounds taking it another way at the moment. Sorry.
Head in gutter.
Exactly.
Dear
Anyway,
Lord.
anyway, like you see various peoples walking around, humans, orcs and half orcs. You actually see full-blooded orcs here. You've seen this. Those of you from Zaladin have seen this too. I mean, in Zaladin, there's also full-blooded orcs, but it's like those of you who are from Kolar, which I believe is just Kurt at this point. Not so much. This is still very weird.
Also, another thing. Red dragons are okay here.
Yeah, in fact, as you say that, you probably because the type of kobold that you see walking by are more of a red-scaled kobold versus the ones down in Zaladin. Most of them are, more in color with the types of dragons that are down there, like more of a brassy or a bronzy colored dragon kobolds, whereas these ones are more of a darker red. Traditional kobold pictures, at least for 5e anyway.
Hmm.
Apparently,
Right.
the founders here enslaved the dwarves to try to
Fun.
kill the kobolds that were in the volcano. And a red dragon liberated them.
And speaking of volcano, Kurt, you do see a really tall mountain off in the distance that has a tiny amount of smoke coming up at the top.
That would be fun to be beneath.
Mm-hmm.
So, Holly, where are we going?
Holly says, well, we're in the guild district. We just have to head over to the dock district and find transportation to the north.
How much
Alright.
more food and water would I need? Like, how long would I travel? Somewhere we need
Well,
to go.
she kind of like thinks for a few minutes. I think that's one of those things to ask the ship captain instead of me. It really depends on the ship, whether we're just getting straight there or if we have to take a bit of a route. It also depends on the weather, and I'm not a sailor.
Alright, let's go.
Let us ask.
Yes. Let us.
Let's see here. It's the information on that district. What's that information? Okay, districts. Ah, there we go. Docks district. So, you head along, and like again, there's like various types of people out in the streets. The streets are actually pretty crowded. It's like Ithan has a lot of people. But unlike Ithan, it's laid out all differently. That's like the sea air. It's nice and getting occasional spray even over where you're at, versus the very dry air of the desert. And you see more people in like various non-deserty clothing, more like hardy for sea life. People walking by carrying like loads of fish on like some of them in strings, some of them in buckets. And of course, you see also, people transporting fruit, type of lush fruit that you wouldn't find in the desert. As you continue on, led by Holly, you eventually get through a district gate, where you just like have a guard that quickly looks you up and down as you pass through. Doesn't halt you at all. It's more like, I don't know if there's how many of these exist in other countries, but Costco. Do you guys go to Costco?
I get the concept.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're basically big
Rip the
bulky
concept.
warehouse store where it's just like you just hold up your thing and they nod you through. Yeah, it looks like the various districts have gates attached to them, just like in case there's something going on that they can easily shut them down. And you pass through to the dock district. It's clearly labeled, and you see it changing from what you had with the guilds, which were a lot of like tidy places and places that did different businesses of some kind. Like some of the not so many shops because there's an actual shopping district, but more of the place that manufactures things. Like there's like there's a carpenter's guild, blacksmith guild, so on and so forth. As you pass through out into the docks, however, you see a lot of like warehouses everywhere, and off to one side though there are definitely signs of taverns and at least one brothel that you can see within eyesight.
Hmm.
Right.
Let's go into the boat, Captain.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's go through this area if you don't want to stay here.
Hold on, my pen has gone missing and I needed to take some. Oh, there it is. Never mind, found it.
Oh, Jim.
Should Kurt just go screaming through the town? I'm a vampire hunter.
That'd be a fast way to get arrested.
I feel like Amunet walking through the town might get a turn heads because she probably looks like a vampire hunter because she is.
Didn't you say that they enslaved the dwarves? What
Yes.
are they feeling about it? Dwarf walking
No,
down.
the vampires
not
weren't the
anymore.
ones that enslaved the dwarves. Those are different people.
Different people.
Oh.
The Red Dragon liberated the dwarf slaves.
Yeah.
How the vampires got set into motion, that information was not relayed. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so
All she knows is that they're ruled by vampires.
so you guys continue towards the actual docks themselves, passing by various warehouses and avoiding the taverns. What you see was to be taverns and such all together. There are several large boats out there. From the looks of things, most of them seem to be loading or unloading cargo. Yeah, this pen is dying. It's not writing as efficiently. And Holly just kind of like stands and looks at them over and just kind of rubs her head. Let's see. Well, I guess we're gonna have to make a choice. Should we attempt to talk to a ship that's just doing shipping and see about booking transport, possibly for doing some labor, or do you think we should pick an actual people transportation ship, or should we attempt to find someone that doesn't have any of those, that doesn't have a crew that we can just barter transportation over to? She asks, looking at the group.
Well, I don't know about you, Holly, but I have no money, really. So, I don't know. Whatever's cheapest.
I could pay for the trip if it gets us there quicker.
That could help a little bit, but not much.
I have Open's pouch, 91 gold, and 11 platinum.
How much?
I have 188 gold and 37 platinum.
23 gold.
How much would we need?
Well,
And
I
also
guess
to
we need to
support
ask.
a bigger friend, too.
Mm-hmm.
The Ankylosaur just kind of leans its head up a bit as you mentioned something about it.
Good boy. Or I don't know. I didn't check.
I didn't
Good
either.
rhinestone. Scritch's rhinestone.
I mean, if I could scrape together, I don't know, 10,000 gold pieces, we could buy our own longship.
Whatever is the cheapest option, I'd say.
Maybe I could buy us all a rowboat each.
No.
Well, I mean, let's go with one ship that looks like it has a crew.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give everything that I have. I don't have much, so.
Don't do the negotiation like that.
Should I negotiate, guys?
I'm
I'm pretty
saying-
good with boys.
She just goes to the back and leans against the barrel.
Sure,
Go for it.
go for it. Fine, we try to go for a ship that already a big crew.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
What size of ship are you thinking about?
I guess just one that can accommodate us all.
Yeah, that's the main deal.
Well, I mean, I just mentioned the various sizes of ships that would probably accommodate you all. So,
What's the cheapest?
Yeah, what's the cheapest option?
Yeah, we just need
We
the
don't-
cheapest.
Yeah,
That's
we don't
literally
have a
all we
lot of
care
money.
about right now.
Fit us all is cheap.
well, probably the one first mentioned. Sorry, first mentioned where attempting to find transport on an actual transportation ship that would be possible to barter work for transport would technically be the cheapest, but you don't know how long any of that would take. But your character's intelligence would probably think that would be the cheapest option.
What's the quickest one?
You have no way of knowing without talking to anybody.
I'll go to the shipyard and I'm gonna ask around. Hey, are there any big ships leaving anytime soon?
Roll an investigation check.
Can I also do that?
What action are you taking?
I'm pretty. Well, it doesn't really matter. I was pretty much going to do the same thing as Clay.
Oh, jeez, Clay.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter anymore.
Alright. Give me a minute to get all my ship information out here for you, and I'll let you know. Just one thing I need to remember is just... sorry, Max! Poked him accidentally with my, with my headset when I swung around. Okay, cool. Here we go. One thing I don't have the records in front of me is the exact distance between between Port Tawala and the next closest port to the north, because the prices are different depending on that, you know. And I know I wrote it down somewhere at some point, but so I have to find my notes on that. In the meantime, you guys spotted Clay wandering off to gather information. Well, you guys are now standing around. What are you doing?
Amanette is sitting on a barrel. That's all she's doing. She's just watching the water.
Max, off of that, please. I need that. I need to be able to move pages.
I guess Luncheon's probably not going where he probably just like made sure he's off to the side, basically.
Yeah, she's not getting involved because she was told not to, so she stayed back.
Am I doing this alone?
Apparently.
Kurt is
Great.
tackling a local fisherman.
I mean, I was planning on
Wait,
pretty much doing the same
what
thing.
did Kurt say?
I'm just joking.
So I heard kill
Oh.
in there, and I didn't like that.
Don't worry, it was joking.
And I appear to be looking
Charles-
at the details.
Going to do what Clay was doing. So if nobody's going with Clay, Char would probably just be following behind him.
Oh, is Char coming?
Just, yeah,
Aww.
making sure you don't do anything shady. Try and rip people off, you know.
Pot.
Trying
Each
to
cat.
make
I
sure you
mean,
don't do that
Didn't
stuff.
you ask me to do this to rip people off? I was supposed to like get as low a price as possible, right?
I mean, yeah. And also find the fastest way.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I knock at the harbor man. I'm like, hey, we're looking for a ship that's leaving towards where we're going again. The
Rivenwood.
towards Rivenwood.
No, sorry, not Rivenwood. Rivenwood's on the other side. GM's Kryptonite. Names of places. I thought I had that one named, and it's not, because I'm forgetting that Rivenwood was the friggin' one on the other side of the thing.
Place name number 5.
Mm.
Placeholder number 5.
I laugh, but literally, that's something I would do. Because I'm so crap with names. No, the place over here is Glamour Pool.
Towards Glamourpool. We do have like a big dinosaur that needs to travel with us, so we're looking for a pretty big ship,
Well,
and preferably one that leaves rather soon.
I imagine that the ship over there. Why does my pen keep going missing? Sorry. It's like I usually
pen's
feel
a
like
mimic.
I'm very yeah, we're very organized, but then suddenly my pen just kind of goes missing. And I'm worried that my cat walked off with it.
You know?
He might have. Okay, so. Oh, I was like, oh, the ship's out there, and he kind of like looks towards them. And, now I popped my shoulder. Ah. Yeah, so he looks towards the ships and just kind of nods. Well, I guess the transport ship you want is probably the mist diver.
Yeah, nice name. Would there still be space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people and a large beast and a dog?
Well, you'd have to ask the captain there, but
That's fair.
I imagine so. I mean, it is a transportation vessel. It's used to carrying lots of cargo. There's runs between here and Meeg, so I imagine that that would be a good one to go with.
What can you tell me about the captain? Is he a good, friendly man?
Give me 1 second. Oh, well, no. No. The man kind of narrows his eyes. She is a ship's captain. If you wish to learn more about her, go talk to her.
God, Clay, you shouldn't assume someone's gender.
I said the captain's name. A captain can be a she. It's fine. I just wanted to like.
Yeah, but you you didn't ask.
Look, a family man can be a woman. Well, that's your hung up, not my hung up. Okay.
Rocks falls short and the play dies because GM is.
I apologize for his rudeness.
I'm gonna go towards the family woman captain person.
I'll trail behind. This is why I need to come. Fix your mistakes.
Man can be mistaken. Didn't mean it that way.
Oh, they took it that way.
Okay, I go over to the ship and I say, hello?
You pointed off towards a decent sized ship. Hold on, I was about to get the size specs out for you, and then you said that I needed to make a roll, and did that. That
hello.
doesn't sound good.
Oh, someone heard you say arson a lot and they're thinking you did something.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Sorry about that.
You guys okay where you're at? Because I forget exactly where you're.
Yeah, it's just passing by. That's all.
No, I was just noticing that there's a bunch of, I was hearing rumors about Australia and fires and evacuations and all that.
Oh yeah, it's bloody hot.
So I mean, I'd imagine
Like
that,
we have, yeah, there's definitely been fires, but none near here, at least. So we're all good.
Okay, so that's not a long ship, because a long ship is more for transportation of passengers. Let's see, is it a key? No, definitely not that. That's one of those. I'm trying to remember which ship is based on the my guide has that. I'm thinking, I want to say galley, except not. I think maybe a sailing ship, because sailing ships seems to have cargo. So it would be a sailing ship. So you see a nice looking ship. It has there's about 4 decks altogether from what it looks like from where you're at. You even see a ballista mounted on the front. And on the back, actually. There's a smaller... Well, no, it's just on the front. Oh, no, there's at least 2 ballistas on this. There's one on the front and one in the midship. So it looks like it could easily defend itself. And there's busy loading cargo on board.
Do the sailors who are loading the ship or the sails of the ship have any particular colors to them, like the colors?
Definitely definitely red with various colors that you see here in Tawala, which means that this ship is definitely loyal to Tawala.
Yeah, I'm shifting my cloak a bit more to like be more in line with the color pattern. To be like, I'm a true boy, man. I'm down with y'all. And I asked one of the sailors, "Hello, could I speak to your captain? We are wondering if we could take this beauty out on a trip towards the. I forgot the name again.
Towards Glamour Pool.
Glamour Pool.
The Minotaur you happen to stop and who's been basically lifting boxes up. Who happens to have a big nose ring. Kind of looks down at you and says, sure. Yeah, yo, Cap, we got some people making inquiries." And from the top of the ship, peering down over, is a drow wearing a fancy hat full of feathers. She kind of blinks down at the group of you, the two of you. It's like, oh yes, you're looking for transport.
Yes, my fair lady. Are you free for the coming few days?
Well, we are making a stop off in Glamour Pool. Where are you planning on going?
That's perfect. That's exactly where we were planning on going. I'm gonna have to warn you. One of our compatriots has a big animal, like
What kind of animal?
like a dinosaur with like a hammer for a tail, and he's a bit spiky but not very.
An ankylosaur?
Yes.
That
could be it. I'm not really into.
As long as you're cleaning up after it, I think we can come to some kind of arrangement.
Sure, he'll take care of it. Do you, when do you plan on leaving? And how much would it be for 6 persons and an?
It's not 6 people. You've got let's see. Considering the Warforged would also be counted as a person. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
wait,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got 10 people and 2 animals.
Wait, why is okay? Why is Kage coming? I don't remember.
Because Kage, Grishop, and Holly are all heading there to begin with.
Okay.
You guys are the ones tagging along with them, basically, and you decided you want to make arrangements for transportation.
I'm sorry. 10 people.
Kage has money though, so he can chip in.
I'm poor. I don't have any money. I'm being dragged along. I'm not
You got a
comfortable.
piece of the cut, just out of character.
Yeah. I know.
So yeah, that's how many people. 10 and an Ankylosaurus, and one of them is like a robot dude. I don't know if you have any hang-ups on that. I have no idea what the protocol is for that. I haven't met many of them, so.
Okay, I don't know exactly what that is, but
You'll meet him. He's
Alright.
He behaves.
Well, let's say about this. How about you invite your companions over here, and I'll get a good look at all of you.
Sure, no problem. I must say, it's good to see that the rumors aren't true. It's very nice to meet you.
And she kind of narrows her eyes a bit at you. That one.
Char looks at Clay, confused.
Well,
Leans into him.
Roll a deception check.
what? Okay. Boom! I'm very glad to meet her.
Well, I'm gonna have to figure out
Actually,
who's sowing rumors about me. She kind of narrows her eyes a bit.
Oh, it's the people from Elmbar and they're a bit judgy. He'll get used to it. Anyway, I'll go get them. I hope we can have a prosperous voyage with your beautiful ship.
She nods.
Till later. I look at her. I think that went well. I hope.
Yeah, I guess. A bit weird at the mention of rumors, though, but yeah.
Hey, I mean, don't you though? You're from Lauren, right? I know what you.
Saladin, but yeah.
Salad.
We
I'm
sure
sorry.
we've had to deal with them, but I have traveled with a drow before.
What happened to him?
Well, your best ask Kurt.
Sure, I'll
Roll, Clay. Roll an intelligence check.
uh, just straight up intelligence.
Yep, this is straight up intelligence check.
Oh, that's wisdom.
Intelligence, not wisdom.
I mean, it would be +1, but I'll
Intelligence.
roll again.
Yeah. Okay, you don't assume that that Kurt has eaten him. You assume that something else happened.
I mean, the fact that you said that already makes me not feel safe anymore. But it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I'll ask. Yeah,
That was
yeah. I'll
me
ask
out
Kurt
of
about
character
that.
as the GM.
Mm. You say that, but is it above? I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna get the party, and I'm gonna warn them that the captain is a drow, so that they don't be angry at them drows. Because I heard they have the drow, and the drow isn't here anymore, so I guess it didn't end well. So I'm gonna
You
warn
can
them up
say
front.
that.
Kage kind of narrows his eyes a bit, and we've also been at war with the Drow for 200 years.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean all drow are bad.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I
by that standard,
thought they'd killed my brother, because my brother was missing for, months. Not months.
I mean-
sorry, you'd say he was missing for part of a season.
yeah, I mean, by that standard, we should be enemies too. You know, my great granddad probably wasn't that friendly with humans. Somewhere up the
He
line, I
kinda
don't know where
shrugs.
exactly.
But if the war had been over for 200 years, that would be fine. But we're talking about a war that's been killing us for 200 years. That's been taking everybody. Our country's nearly in ruins because the Drow have been attacking us.
Don't you just-
There's a big difference between something that happened in the past and something that's currently happening.
That's fair. Though my granddad probably has like some great dad relatives from you in some case. Probably, I don't know. I really don't know how it works up there.
Kage basically just stops talking to you altogether, figuring that you are hopeless. And just hangs out close to Holly.
Let's go. Come on, everyone. Let's go meet the captain to see if she'll allow us on board.
Hold on.
Alright, so the group of you make your way over to the Mist Diver. And the dry woman is now, come down the steps and is waiting there. She looks like a typical drow, very dark skin, very light white hair, reddish eyes. And she puts on a decent smile and says, "Ah, you must be the people that this tiefling was talking about."
Hello, well met. Sir
Oh,
Lancelot.
a bugbear, and you're the one that's riding the Ankylosaur. She kind of nods her head. That seems like a decent choice.
Yes.
She looks over at the rest of you guys.
Yeah, so I'm Clay, and then I introduce everyone. This is Char. This is Kurt. This is Amunet. Don't anger her, which is she's nice sometimes. I mean, in general. This is Pink. Holly, the robot man. I haven't talked to him that much. Chris Drop, I think.
Yes, you're correct.
Kage. Cage Man.
Alright then. So, there's two ways we can go about this. Either you can spend the next couple of days on our trip to Glamour Pool, working, earning your keep here. Or you can pay me a large sum of money. Will furnish you a place that all of you can stay and you can just lounge around, be fed, not have to do anything. Get full use of the privies, have full use of the galley, all that sort of good stuff.
I guess it would depend on the price you're asking for.
Well, you're going to Glamour Pool. There are 10 of you plus what looks like 2 animals that you would still need to take care of yourself in terms of feeding and cleaning up after. So, let me think. That'll be a total of 100 gold for the lot of you.
I got that. I'm gonna put it on the counter.
Clay's gonna raise his hand. I'll chip in to get myself the deluxe package, please.
Alright then. Well, a pleasure to doing business with you. Welcome on board the Mist Diver.
How much extra would the deluxe package be?
She looks over at Char and smiles. How about
Clay.
10 gold for your own cabin there, Tiefling?
That's perfect.
Excellent. And she holds out a hand. She's already taken the 100 gold from Immunet, and she's now holding out a hand towards Clay.
I'll give her 10 gold, and I'm gonna say, I do love your style though. It's really good. Here's your gold.
Excellent. Now, come on board. Well, we'll get you down a bit more of a larger gangplank to help out with your ankylosaur. And she just starts heading up the walkway, which currently is, big enough for regular humans, but definitely would not fit an ankylosaur.
I'm sure he's fine. No, he's not.
So, is there anything you guys wish to do in town before you set sail?
Kill a vampire.
Light up the mage's guild.
Yeah, we
No.
better leave soon or Aminet's gonna start killing people.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I can get food at Glamour Pool, and she said it was only a couple days, so I have enough food and water.
Everyone relax. Let's just leave.
I'm gonna work on some clothes while we wait.
Alright.
Just normal ones, not the fancy one for Eminent. Just like some things to sell later down the road.
Alright.
Hmm.
So, Clay, you're shown to a very small room, but it's a single occupancy room, and it's right near the bathrooms, with a small window that actually, lets in some fresh air. All the other
That's
rooms
good.
are multiple occupancy, so everybody else is sharing.
Nah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm gonna hang up like a tapestry and some curtains, put down my carpet that I bought on the floor. Not the moldy one, like the normal one. Like,
Oh God!
make this nice and cozy.
It's like 10
you know.
minutes. It's like you guys get on board, and 10 minutes later, one of you comes by Clay's cabin and sees what Clay's done to it.
It's like all decked out. Like it's not the same room anymore. It's so cozy.
It'd probably be Char that finds this. Just casually looking around.
And the dog just sniffs at the carpet.
He's not allowed inside.
I
No
wasn't
dogs.
planning on bringing them inside your room.
Definitely
down.
not peeing on my carpet, man.
God,
I bought it new.
calm down, mate.
Can I do an Arcana check on my carpets?
Sure.
Oh my god, can you... I am dying over here!
Am I? So Clay starts to examine his carpet while I'm just there.
I'm looking at it. I'm like feeling at it. I'm smelling it.
The fuck is wrong with this man?
Hey,
everybody roll
enjoy.
perception checks.
I also put up some nice curtains as well.
Why are we perception checking?
Dunno.
You'll find out.
Oh, great. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Sure, why not?
I see fuck all.
I usually don't, to be
Alright.
fair, so let's just see what I don't see.
Should I make a sleight of hand check or something?
You can if you want to. Eminette, you've immediately gone into the room that you've been given, laid down on the bed, closed your eyes, and are just trying to get control of yourself to get away from the place that has vampires. For the rest of you, Char, Kurt, as you walk by, Sir Lancelot, as you walk by, all see Clay standing there with his carpet, pretending it's a flying carpet, and trying to make it rise.
Right. I'm fine.
Okay.
Don't I have a door, Chris?
Char is currently standing in the doorway with his dog.
I'm kicking him out and I'm closing my door.
You failed your sleight of hand check on that. Char is standing in the door and the dog has a paw in the way.
Alright. I knew you're a bit odd, but that's a new one.
You guys see nothing. You're blind.
God.
I've already walked off.
Yeah, like,
So that would
I'm
only
just
affect
standing
Char.
there.
I wasn't-
Char.
I was
roll-
gonna leave.
Let's see. He does this before you
Jesus.
can. What's the DC on that, Clay?
What a douche.
There is no DC.
Okay, so roll a D10. Roll a D10.
Roll 60 10 total is.
What's your HP, Char? Oh, 36.
HP?
That is, yep, that's what it says there. So, Char, you're dazzled by a flashing thing of color that came right from Clay's hand.
Why? I was going to leave!
And I closed I closed the door.
No, it just happened to Char because Char happened to be the one standing closest.
Right.
I'm treating it like a sleep spell where it affects this many HP worth of people.
I
And
think
Char
it
is at a
How long
6
does
HP.
this last for?
Just one round, I think.
The dog,
Yeah,
the dog that you bought, stands up on its hind legs, puts its paws on your shoulder, and starts licking your face as you furiously try to get your vision back.
Mm-hmm.
So, question: is there locks on these doors?
No,
No. So Kurt just opens the door.
No, I put the stool in front of it.
This is the point where you say DM that it opens outwards.
nah. it opened inward, unfortunately, so that would work that way.
Want me to pull out lock, man? The captain's not gonna be happy.
After I gain my
Don't
vision,
break
I'm
down
just
the
gonna leave this odd side of Kurt opening.
I'm just opening the door. I'm just pushing it in.
Kurt, get out!
Kage
No.
comes by, leads by Kurt, and says, "I'm betting he's naked in there. He doesn't want anybody to see
No,
him."
he's just fantasizing about the carpet or something.
Yeah, he's going to molest it. Kurt, Kage snickers.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna do us all a favor and roll him up in it and throw him off board.
Do you need help?
Yeah. Go on.
I'm gone.
Can somebody explain to me what the fuck is going on right now?
A big
I
old,
don't know.
a big old middle finger shows up on the front of the door.
Can you see? Can you see the front of the door?
So the door is open.
I looked through the keyhole, my man.
There's no keyhole. There's no
lock.
locks.
Yeah, there's no locks.
I used my third eye. Do I even need to see the place? It just says within range. It doesn't say I need to see it.
Holly comes over and basically, attracts Kage's attention away, and taps Kurt on the shoulder and says, "Come on, leave him alone." Yeah, the thing is, welcome to D&D, where people get to be up to absolutely anything.
Go hit on the drow, Kurt.
Excuse me.
I heard what you did to the last one.
After?
Char said you had relations, and I don't want that. You're not my type. I'm sorry.
Who was near me? Holly?
Holly and Kage have walked off at this point.
I was like,
What's going on?
are you on about?
What is he on about?
Char told me to ask you what happened to the last drow, and I think you scared him off with your over pursuing of him, just like you're doing right now. You're being way too
Char
forward,
didn't
man.
say that, but you think so. So
Yeah, I mean,
you
you're
are
being
deranged
oh. Why?
because you think that.
I mean, Kage said I was undressing and you tried to get in here. I don't know what you would do to a
I
pretty
literally
drow
saw
boy.
you not 5 seconds ago, standing on a carpet, pretending it was flying.
Yeah, and
then
you wanted to
sprayed Char
be
in
with
the
me
face
on
with
the
magic.
You get out, man.
Are you telling me that I'm trying to open the door, you put the chair in front of it just so that you have enough time to get undressed? You're deranged. I'm out of here.
Thank God.
Oh, this is one weird start to a journey.
The boat hasn't even left the harbor yet, man. We didn't even start.
I know, right?
I got the car.
Hi.
Spreading weird rumors about me to this deranged
No,
man.
all I told him when he just started asking about Afna, and all I said is that it would be better to ask you. After all, you were the one that kind of did.
Penetrated him with a long, sharp object.
I'm not saying that. Hi there, Jesse. Welcome to I don't know what this is anymore.
I'm a character. When did I ever it was one fight early on with that?
You shot him.
GM dying of laughter over here. GM's dying of laughter.
You shot him. That's why I said that he should ask
Wasn't
you
that
what
a long time ago? Didn't he just leave when we were in the desert?
I mean, yeah, he did leave, but he left after you shot him.
That was
Sure, but also
that was
you
the
could say he
That was
left
literally the
after
reason.
he talked to me.
What the fuck is going on?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Other
it.
people's logic here. Like, yeah.
I'm sorry, Jesse.
You've walked into the weirdest scene that has ever happened.
Char.
What?
It is true. like I look around to see that no one is around to eavesdrop on us. I do not like Drow, but come on. They try to enslave me. I have some rights to dislike them.
I'm not saying you don't have your rights to dislike them.
Yeah?
I was only stating facts.
Yeah. So, what the hell is up with this madman?
I don't know.
So, he
Listen,
sprayed you with magic just
I know!
because you saw him on a carpet pretending
I
to be
know!
fly.
It was very rude.
I feel like you should be taking this a little bit more serious. Perhaps
Listen, I have
once we're
plans
out at
already,
sea,
okay?
we throw him off.
Ooh, from off board. I can make that happen.
I mean, we could also just roll him up in that carpet of his so he doesn't get separated from it, and then throw him off.
I like your planning. I like your plan.
Fucking shady biz. GG.
Pink, roll a. So you're not here on here. I'll roll for you.
Yeah, sadly.
1 second. I'll pull out your character sheet.
What are we rolling?
I am rolling a perception check for you. See if you
Okay, let me
overheard
know
this.
what I get.
Curtain sir, all I'm gonna say is be careful, because I also have a long, sharp object, and I'm not afraid to use it.
You don't hear them having this conversation.
I know,
You are
this is out of
relaxing.
character.
No. Jesse, you're currently relaxing in one of the rooms, possibly next to Amunet, who is currently got her eyes closed on the bed, and who knows if she's asleep or not.
I want to flick her in the nose.
Shuttle?
Okay, Pink is asking to be murdered.
I think
Right,
Shuttle.
I feel like half the party is gonna be thrown off.
Oh, never
I
mind.
think Shuttle's
Shuttle's
currently
AFK.
AFK.
Sorry.
Okay, so this is just going to be a fucking cleansing of the party.
What?
Cleansing of the
You're gonna kill
problematics.
Look, Pink's a bored person and he likes to make things interesting. Flicking somebody while they're sleeping would make things...
So piss off the dangerous person. Got it.
Got it. Oh. But anyway, we need to be, Kurt, we need to be, out at sea for that to even work.
Alright, well, okay, listen. Regarding that, perhaps it's a little bit mean to be throwing him off board, but I'm just saying, if you see him touch my stuff, like my bags or anything, you tell me, and I'll do the same, because he's weird.
Of course. He is really, really weird.
So
Welcome
what's
back,
he-
Shadow. Oh,
I
here we
heard
go,
him
Jesse.
on
What
the
did you do?
Oh,
I
God.
heard this thing on stream.
Here you go, Jesse.
Hi,
Say what you
Shadow.
were
Do it.
So,
Go on.
so
Do
I'm
it.
bored, and he's going to flick... fuck, I can't even say the word now.
Amunet.
Amunet. Why was I thinking that's a K? Amunet in the nose, because he's bored and want to make things interesting.
What? 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 Why did you do that?
What are you doing?
I'm trying not to murder people right now. And kind of looks at you and her eyes flare a little bit.
Pink pokes out a tongue. With a wide grin.
This country's full of vampires. I just want to leave. I just want to get out of here and get going.
I'm sorry, what? Vampires?
Mm-hmm.
You missed a lot, man.
Yeah, you missed a lot.
Yeah, this country's run by vampires.
I'm hoping
Okay, recap. See here. Licenses, pets,
Licenses.
teleportation,
Arson. Possible.
arson, possible.
Mad mages.
Mad mages.
Penetrating people with sharp objects. I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throwing clay off the ship, and vampires.
Okay, so what happened to BB-8? Well, the robot guy.
He's still around. Yeah, he's around.
You gotta watch him around with this coastal air though, where we are now, because he might get a little bit rusty.
Question, have I made him actually speak English yet? Or at least common?
Yeah, can he speak?
Not yet.
What's
It
he-
seems like he's still speaking ancient Dwarven.
But he's getting there?
He. Or what commands have you tried to teach him?
Oh, I'm just trying to teach him how to speak common, just general common.
Alright,
I
roll,
said
roll
that when
me
I-
a 1d100.
Remember, he can't roll.
Oh, right.
No, I can.
Ooh, the
A
little.
one.
The dice app?
I can.
Under,
D100?
dice, under dice roll?
Slash R 1d100. I get a 65.
Alrighty then. Yeah, he seemed to have learned a few words, including the word no and good morning.
No good morning.
So in fact, he is. The 83 is currently looking towards Aminette and says, "Good morning."
Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, that's all you know how to say.
Pink will go up to
No.
the robot and whisper in the robot's ear, now say no.
No.
Do I see Pink doing this?
Roll a perception check.
I can't just.
What is this? We haven't even set
This
sail
question, I
yet!
swear to God, man.
We have not set sail yet!
You
What
do
is wrong
not
with
see this or hear him whisper.
Well, clearly the robot knows more words because he said no.
Oh.
Aren't you going to ask about those words?
Yeah, no. Okay, well, what words do you know then? 80, whatever you are, 83.
Good morning.
Okay. Pink, I'm gonna shoot your robot here in a second.
Carl's probably gonna go
Okay,
up
so
deck,
to
top
recap,
deck.
in this boat, this ship, we have one person standing in his room on this magical carpet. We have two people out in the corridor discussing whether or not to throw him off board.
One currently walking to go top deck.
Yeah, and then two people with a robot in the sleeping cabin, just
So that's just
messing with each other, messing with the person you shouldn't mess with. And then we have what's Sir Lancelot? What are you doing?
Yeah, what's the
What
What is
rest
Sir
of
Lancelot doing?
probably just hanging or just being with Rhinestone, just keeping them calm.
He's
being
because he really can't
care.
go anywhere else. He's up on deck.
Yeah. So he'd be up on deck, just kind of like just scritching and just bonding essentially.
And Kylosaur just kind of makes a play for your hand for the hand that's scritching and just kind of gumming it and licking your fingers.
I don't know. He's just kind of in front of him.
Yeah, at this point, Char comes up with his dog.
Char has a dog.
Yep,
I
and
told
Sir
you,
Lancelot,
recap pets.
and Sir Lancelot,
Yeah.
Char has a dog and a snake. Sir Lancelot has an Ankylosaur mount.
Huh. Kind of cool.
Yeah. We got a few things.
I still have my pet rat Zelda. Zeldy, right?
Yes,
Awesome.
yes. Char's snake is not eating it.
The fucking.
Why would my snake eat it? His
Yeah, why would snake eat it before Kirk does?
Oh, hey there, Sir Lancelot. How are you doing?
Doing good. Waiting for us to go.
Same. I can't wait to get out of this
Minotaur,
loopy
the
thing.
Minotaur one of the Minotaurs who's busy loading crates, looks down at you and says, "Oh, we're not setting sail until moonrise."
Then I
What?
will wait.
Is that because of how long it would take to get all the cargo on?
Well, yes, and
I asked.
the captain does prefer steering at night. She likes using the moons as guideposts.
Also, she isn't blind, then.
Fair enough.
And the Minotaur moves off, still carrying crates.
Now we wait.
Silason's got nothing unless somebody interacts with him. He's just bonding and waiting to go.
Yeah, Charles just waiting to go.
And all of you okay with waiting? None of you want to go back into into Tuala itself to shop or anything else?
Unless I can see like a vampire on the dock that I can just go over and kill.
Please let Aminette know before you do that.
Like, could I just go over
Yeah,
and drag him
that.
into the water and just have him die to acid damage?
Oh
I mean,
my god.
let's just
People-
grab random people, you know?
Yeah.
And if they don't drown, they're vampires.
Exactly.
I'm not a part of these. I'm not associated with these people.
Wait, are you using the Monty Python "Bitch float like a duck" meant thought process for that?
No, like witches drown and people who aren't witches.
Never mind, I
No, no, no,
misunderstood.
no, no,
I thought
no,
you
no,
were
no,
making a joke. Never mind.
No. Witches float.
Yeah, witches float and not witches drown.
Yeah,
So either way-
vampires don't drown.
Yeah,
Gonna be
either
weird.
way they die. That's what I was saying.
Can we just be on our way?
No
Hold on,
argument for me on that.
We need to argue more about vampire killing.
Let's just go. Let's do something. Let's go.
There's the person who caused one of the longest pauses.
That's the people who were spying on an innocent little.
Spy! I was on my way to the toilet.
I was checking to make sure everyone was alright.
Bullshit.
So, like, I was gonna say, like, half an hour before we leave, like, he's just gonna creak the door open to, like, where Aminet is sleeping at the moment and just hold out the license to Arsul.
Emunet, Pink, are you still in there at this point? This would be hours later.
Yes.
Okay, so you hear the door open and see Kurt standing there.
What's up, Kurt?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Anyway,
is this a one-time use, or is it just forever? Because, I mean, there's a lot of houses to go here.
Honey,
Kurt,
burn
roll-
it all
roll-
to the
Kurt,
ground.
roll an
Cool,
intelligence
see
check.
you later then. No, I'm just kidding.
Kurt, roll an intelligence check. Alright, yeah, that looks burnable.
What?
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 What are you?
What?
What looks burnable?
What is burnable?
The houses! Because you said you wanted
Yeah.
to burn the houses,
Oh.
and I was having you roll an
I
intelligence
think
check
it's
to see.
burnable if you burn them long enough.
Burn it all down to the ground. I don't care, Kurt. As long as we
Oh.
leave soon.
Yes.
We have-
the options.
Wait, no, I'm not there. I can't.
You're not there. Only Pink
I
and
can't
Kurt are
speak
there
against
for
this. I want to speak against this so badly.
83 says, "Good morning" to Kurt.
It's not morning.
Good morning.
Pink, I'm gonna kill your robot.
No!
You're not there.
I know, but no!
Oh, I know how to fix these things. You have to hit them.
Oh,
Oh, really? Okay. Pulls out the
Pink,
crossbows.
stop
I am itching to kill something, and now I have it.
No, Jesse! Make things stop her, please!
Just bang it over the head a little bit.
No, it's the robot!
Once you hear that something
Almost
sleuths,
bursting out
then it's
laughing.
fine.
What'd you say, Jesse? I didn't hear.
Pink is almost about to burst out laughing.
Oh. Why did the robot have to be bound to you?
So who's gonna hit it first?
Oh my god! I really want that. I can't wait for that robot to eventually turn against you.
Me first.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I can't punch it. Sorry. I was
I'm
standing.
what's sad.
I was standing topside, standing on the dock, waiting for a vampire to come along.
Well, Aminette's not gonna do that. Never mind, since that was all joking. She just sits down on the bed and closes her eyes and keeps doing what she's been doing this whole time.
Oh, by the way, we're leaving soon.
Thank the gods.
Don't say that out loud here. I don't think that's.
Well, if there are any vampires on the boat, we'll certainly know if they have a problem with it. If I say that. And then we'll see what happens next.
Now let's just wait. Not do anything stupid, please.
So none of you left the ship since you came on board, and the ship is about to take off. Okay, got it. They're just double and triple checking all that. So
I'm gonna buy some garlic quick.
okay, you buy some garlic. That would be.
Wait, they sell garlic here?
Of course.
Oh my!
It's a space.
Oh my! Wait, is it more garlic? Is it garlic? I want garlic.
So it costs about 5 copper.
Yeah, I just paid 1 gold. I don't know how many garlic that is, but it's a lot. It's fine.
It's basically you've got a one of those garlic necklaces basically. Have you ever seen?
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's hanging down
Garlic
between
miniatures.
down your chest, not quite reaching your belly.
I gotta snack on something while these plebs handle the ship, right?
Grishap and Holly both stare at you as you come back. And Grishap asks, excuse me, is that some weird sort of fashion?
Oh, honey, don't worry. It's gonna be the newest trend when you get back. I'm just way ahead. Think about it. Food, clothing you can eat when you're hungry. Doesn't that sound like a great idea?
No.
Never need to bring rations. Why not? If you're hungry, you can have a nibble. I'm not saying like every piece of clothing, but like, for instance, accessories like bracelets. If you get stranded somewhere and you don't have food with you, you always have an emergency breakfast bracelet.
She's still looking kind of dumbfounded at you. And just kind of shakes her head slowly.
Oh, ye normal masses. You won't understand.
There is a one of those, like, sounds of, a bell, and, the captain, you can hear somebody, some yelling from up there saying, "Everyone be prepared for launch!" And you hear, like, pounding of feet. Those of you are on deck, you basically see the sailors getting ready, pulling out the sails.
Wouldn't it be ready for set
Set
sail?
launch, departure, whatever word you wish to use. She's calling it a launch, so go with it. So they're all running about, doing, pulling off the ropes from the dock, unfurling the sails, all of that goodness, and the ship starts on its way towards the north. You could feel the nice motion of the boat at this point. Anybody?
Imagine if Pink was seasick.
I'm just
Yep.
chilling.
Yeah, that
in my-
reminds me. Everybody roll a Constitution saving throw. Let's see if you got sea legs or not.
But con save?
Everybody roll me a Constitution saving throw to see if you have sea legs. Clay, you're
I
fine.
have done sturdy legs.
And make sure you write these things down. Clay, you have sea legs.
Con save? Oh, I'm not really good at
Amunet, you
con
found.
saves.
Sir Lancelot, you have sea legs. Char, you are instantly feeling very ill. You have no temperament for sea voyages. Um,
Got a 17 plus
But I
whatever
can
my.
turn into a fish. I know what the sea feels like.
that's about the only time you're ever good on anything. Kurt, you've got sea legs. You're fine.
Those stumpy little sea legs.
Yeah,
I has the
Amunet, you're basically the only one that we don't know if you're okay or not. Right now, you're fine. Char, on the other hand, you are completely motion sick. And this is a permanent thing on your sheet that you do not have sea legs. You get motion sick easily on boats.
Grizz. I rolled a 17.
Okay, you rolled a 17? You're fine. You've got sea legs. I'll put that down on your notes. Hold on.
Awesome.
Because you have +5 to that, therefore you have your sea legs.
Woo.
I mean, we've been on a boat before, though.
You've been on the Underdark. This is very different.
There, I put it in personality traits.
There we go. I added the sea legs thing to the Pink's character sheet. So yeah, Char, you are very sick. You are leaning over one of the rails and start puking, right as you see the port kind of vanish in your wake.
Okay.
Your dog kind of whimpers and looks up at you.
It wants to eat the puke that you're wasting.
I'm fine. I'm fine, Spuddy, I'm fine.
Sir Lancelot, roll me a perception check.
Nope, nope. Prepare for me not to see Jackal. Oh, hey.
You did. You hear and you hear, smell, and see Char puking over the side of the boat.
He does literally nothing about it.
Well, that's all we got for this session. You're off on an exciting sea voyage that's taking you across I believe it's the Sea of Good Hope, or no, Sea of Good, sorry, the Sea of Good Promises. That's right. That's what it's called. Sea of Good Promises. I have it written down.
There's never good promises with this group.
Yeah, but you're on a nice sea voyage now. It should only be like about 2 days to get to your new location. Just right across the area. Sea of Good Promises, yeah. So yeah. So yeah, Rivenwood is over there, and Glenpool's over there. There's the mountains, yeah. Everything lines up. Good. So I'll see this group again in 2 weeks. And we'll find out what happens while you're traveling at sea, if anything, or what happens when you get to the next location.
Sounds good.
Hope you guys had a good time today.